What's going on, you guys, and welcome to another week of the Shattered Throne, where we get to go to session 17. Man, can you guys believe it? 17 sessions in, and we've only had a couple deaths. We've definitely had some people fighting. We've have maybe have broken up the party, but most importantly, we are still here and we are still going. And it has been such a honor and such a fun time to play with you guys. Before we get into the recap, players, pretty crazy things have happened. But before that, we'll love to share your name and who you are, and then I'll give a recap of what we've been going on.
Hi, I'm Mojo, and I play Shonen Gold, a young human barbarian man.
Hi, I'm Fritos. I play Raven Falcor, the half druid bartender. Half elf druid bartender. There we go.
He's probably also half human as well.
He's half buzz too.
Hey! Well, I am Taxdalian, and I play Tydox, the gnome artificer. Full gnome. Mostly artificer.
And I'm Cap Merton. I'm rolling for introduction.
Devin, so
Seven. Yeah.
pretty bad. Fun fact: Wicket and Mojo are in the same house today for the first time. So, if you hear a little bit of an audio echo or anything that's going crazy, just ignore it.
We see
All right.
Mojo just come up in the back of his camera angle.
At some
real
point,
PvP
yeah, there may be some real life PvP between players, which is exciting and a lot of fun as well. So, sorry to cut you off, Zorpheus, but I just wanted to make it known before everyone got crazy.
I'm Zorpheus. I'm playing Jared. I'm a human. He's a human. We all work together.
Just
He's a human.
just a great
Have a
guy.
strong connection.
I truly love Jared with my whole heart. And my name is Matty Ice. I get to be your amazing dungeon master. And I am super, super excited. So, what happened last week? We keep talking about it. If you didn't catch last week's episode or last session, please go watch it. It is truly one of my favorite things that have happened. I've been playing D&D for 7 years now, and I'm gonna remember that for a long time. Please go watch episode 16. If you miss everything else, you probably won't really understand. So really go watch everything. But episode 16, I'm telling you, is incredible. So what happened? We woke up to half of the party missing. We went and walked through the mystery in Ert and Show and Jared as they tried to solve what's going on. Their perception skills are pretty low, to be honest, and so especially Ert, who knew something was going on but had no idea what was happening, and so he missed out on most of the things that I had for him. Um, but discovered that, man, it's kind of weird. Oh, there's nobody in this town, in this tavern especially. And so they wandered and snuck through the cellar of the bar house, where they were greeted with a insanely amazing trap that was designed to perfection, um, that they solved with luck and the tapping of a silver moonlight sword, that somehow by sheer skills fixed and beat the puzzle that was craftily designed by yours truly, where they walked into a labyrinth. As we cut to our dear friends Fritos and Raven and Tydox, we walked in and we saw how they were in dungeons. As they saw these women elves who wanted to kill Tydox for being a little gnome, dude. Why would they do that? And Raven overheard this, and so they this had a crazy, really out of the blue plan that I never thought was gonna come to fruition, where they, yeah, did
Surprise
a
for
lot of,
everyone.
did a lot of crazy things. We'll just say that. If you haven't seen, go watch it. They did a lot of crazy things. People were throwing clothes. They were getting naked. Wild time, wild time. And so while they were doing that, and trying to figure out what to do, we came across the labyrinth as we go back to Urt and Shaw, and tensions began to build and rise, and the leadership that has been in question for months and weeks at this time. A show has been saying, "Hey, like, why do I gotta freaking follow this guy who's failed as a captain? Maybe I should be the captain now." And they, show walked through this labyrinth and found a magic mirror where he discovered what his hubris has given him, where he wants the most in life is to be the greatest captain. Um, and he sees this mirror and walks away. And when he goes to find Ert, well, tensions that had been building boiled over. And we got to watch as these two fought uh, on a, you know, tumble down into a chasm of death, uh, where one, if not both of them, were surely meant to die. They discovered a way out um, by sheer luck and also great ingenuity. Ert, with his dragon breath, froze a path for them to battle on. And instead of battling, Ert chose the way of words in a form of a spell called Command, uh, where he commanded Sho to stop. And Sho, being the barbarian man that he is, did not like that. And so he left, and they have found themselves on the opposite sides of this chasm as Ert claws his way up the sides of the wall. Um, Before we get there, the other part of the dungeon that I missed, um, our friends, they escape the jail cells and find their stuff and sneak and sleuth around before they enter into what appears to be a lab um, where something is happening. And they discovered some lady elves who kind of there for some business, and they're going to be standing on business, and we're going to find out what happens to them in a moment. But we're going to immediately pick up where we left off last time. So Ert has climbed up the walls of the other side of the chasm with his, big dragon-born claws. Uh, Show jumps and springs up, lands in front of Jared. Tensions are very much still there, but Show, being under the command of Stop, wasn't able to attack Earth despite wanting to. This is where we find our crew: Jared, Show, and Earth. After everything that has happened last, we'll start with you guys.
Well, Jared, for one, is shocked, especially because he just did the ceremony. It's just like, you guys can't be back. You guys should be dead.
No, he should be dead. He's such a coward using that on me. I can't believe he would do that, Jared. And Show's kind of like sat down on the edge of the ledge of the chasm, kind of like moping.
Do you stare at Earth?
Oh yeah, evil eye across the chasm.
Evil eye across the chasm. Earth, you definitely notice this.
Oh, after just easily just clawing his way out the chasm, just with no effort at all. He would just kind of looks back at Sho, and then he's like, "It's because of me that we're both alive right now. Because I stopped the fight. If we continued fighting down there, we'd both be dead."
No, you would be dead. I would be fine. That's what you don't quite get about this. You're dragging us down.
Was that a pun?
I get it. Because the dragon. And he's almost. And he's kind of technically a dragon.
Well, I mean, yes, Jared, but trust me, I would never try to make a pun ever. I don't even really quite know what a pun is, to be honest, if I reckon.
Well, look, if I'm just dragging you down, maybe we should just go our separate ways then.
Maybe we should then.
I think honestly, at this point, they're both probably pretty frustrated with each other, and I don't think Captain Erd's gonna follow them or try to jump back across the chasm. So I think you'd just go back the way he thought they came.
Okay. Roll me a survival check.
Okay. 15 plus. I don't know if I have anything in my survival plus 1, so 16.
16.
Mhm.
So you do remember the ways. You remember Shell had been basically marking left the whole way. You go back and you remember that your path, really, there was one that led back to that treasury, and then the right was where you guys had walked basically into what amounts to the chasm. So back is back up the cellar, or back to the treasury to see if there's maybe something else there that you could use.
I don't remember. Can you enlighten me? Is it possible to get back to the other group?
To
I don't
Raven.
remember how we separated.
So to get back to Raven and
Mhm.
so they're somewhere within this place. That's what you guys have been looking for.
Mhm.
Has been where they're at, and they're in this place. You know that they're here somewhere.
Mhm.
Now your path, there's really only back over the chasm, but I totally understand. You could possibly, like I said, go back to the treasury that was,
Mhm.
the last thing, or you could go up the cellar and maybe try to find another way, um, downstairs, or if there's like a back entrance, maybe like a sewer, or something else that um, is that way, uh, is certainly possible.
I'm trying to think, to be honest. Captain Erd, frustrated and everything, he most likely, uh, he would probably just try to go back to try and find the other group. Whether or not he's successful is a different story, but I think that's probably what he's going to try and do.
So yeah, well, you walk out. Do you go towards the treasury or back towards the cellar when you try to?
It's two different ways, right? Or because I don't know which. I guess it probably
Imagine
just.
like a Y, and to the
Mhm.
left is your the treasury. To the right is where you guys just walked to find the chasm, and then back. So if you're on the right of the Y, and then the bottom path leads back to the cellar, and so the path next to you is the you know is back basically to the treasury, and then back down would be to the cellar in some way, and then there may be somewhere else in the vicinity. You could do the math. I mean, especially with the 16 survival, you can kind of interpret the lay of the land, and deduce that there may be another entrance somewhere else.
So since actually, let me. I don't know if I can do this, but would Captain Erd have noticed anything in the treasure room that may have been a different door or entrance that maybe would have been worth exploring? Because he was already in there.
So there wasn't another entrance by any means, but there was certainly, you rolled really low when you were looking before.
Yeah.
Um, there are certainly other things within it that could possibly help you to kind of deduce where things are at. Now, also, you know already the crown on your head is
Mm.
stuck to your head,
Yeah, it won't come
um,
off.
and it won't come off. And
So I
so,
think if that's the case, since Captain already thinks there was nothing in the treasure room, he's gonna go back to the cellar, bypass the treasure room to see if he can locate um, anybody else.
okay, then you walk back upstairs and you see that there's still nobody within this area.
Mm.
Um, but you roll me a investigation
Investigation. Okay.
as you go up to find more clues.
I got a nat 1.
Frustrated with show, really the best thing for you is, man, I need some fresh air.
Mm.
That you're really trying to cool off. Even with a nat one, you can't find any clues within the cellars, so you make your way outside.
Mm.
As you're out there, you um, are taking in the breath of the air. The wind is coming here. Again, this part of the town, like I've said, last session and the session before, is like it's really weird because it's been just like seemingly empty, and what you've seen of it has been just female elves. Even the kids that are running around, this spot specifically feels weird. Um, as you're hanging out outside, what do you do?
Oh, I mean, like I said, I don't think. I mean, Captain Nerd's obviously frustrated with the whole entire situation that occurred. I guess I'm just trying to remember because I can't remember our last session. How we got separated from Raven.
They got
Um,
kidnapped.
they got
They got
kidnapped.
kidnapped? Is that what happened? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Had a
Yeah.
burlap sack put
so
over their heads.
Elizabeth,
Mm.
Raven, Tydox, and
Mm.
Darkball were all kidnapped in the middle of the night.
Mm.
I probably forgot to say that in the recap. My bad for those
And then you
viewers.
found the dungeon like behind the bar, essentially,
Yeah.
by the entrance.
Oh, we found. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
I
guys are looking
mentioned
for
the
us.
kidnapping was the session before, so that's on me for not in the recap. They had just gotten kidnapped by seemingly these ladies within this thing that were being uh, extra suspicious of the elves in question.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, knowing that they've just disappeared and I'm in this town, then most likely Ert's probably going to start asking the local population to see if they've seen anyone in our party, and I'll basically just be describing um, Raven and
You
and
notice most people shy away from you as you go to try
Mhm.
to approach people. Most people like close their blinds, they shut their doors, they go inside. Um, a you know, older elves are they're immortal, so it's tougher to kind of see. They're very youthful. You noticed a still older looking elf. Um, you know, she still has like fresh skin has been put on, but you can tell she's kind of old. You know, been around the block, we'll say.
Mhm.
You see, she's the only one that hasn't really shied away from you. So I assume you approach her.
Yeah,
And what
for
do you say?
sure. And then I would probably kind of slumber on it as like, um, hey, I don't suppose you can help me out. I'm trying to locate my fellow friends. Captain Mert would say like kind of shy away from saying friends, but he's still gonna say friends, but like kind of under his breath.
Hmm. What do you call yourself, sir? You lizard? Are you a lizard?
I'm a dragonkin to my knowledge.
A kin of dragons, you say? Hmm. Well, sir, I'm a collector of sorts. And with the right price may come the right information.
What is it that you desire?
May I have one of your scales? I think
Hmm.
I could use it.
Captain Mert's like, I was like, well, this is weird as shrimp, but if it's if it helps finds I think if it helps find my fellow adventurers, I think what Captain Mert's probably gonna do is he'll go ahead and just grab a scale off his arm, rip it out, and then hand it to her.
She holds it with such delight and care. You see her immediately when you go to put it in her hand. She whips out a rag and a thing and holds it as this scale is like precious diamonds to her. As you know, you have silvery skin. She looks at this and looks at you and says, "Hmm, a price worth one question. What is it that you seek?"
And then that's when I would respond, I'm trying to find the location of my friends. And then I would say Tydox and Raven.
No, not a Tydox and Raven, but for you, she stares at your scale, Dragonkin. I will say, those ladies at the Elven camp that you're at, the Misty Maiden, they are particular with their male elves. So she looks again at it, tucks it in her pocket, and says, I will say, I've seen some strange things down by the river. Try there.
And then I would say, thank you. I'll go ahead and explore the area. Which just down there?
Yeah, she points
Okay.
in the direction of it, and as you walk away, she again cynically laughs and stares at you. Says, "Do be careful now. I can't have such a pretty thing go to waste. If you need any other things, I am always in the mood for collecting."
Thank you. And then probably just somber and start walking towards the area in which she pointed to try and locate Tydox and Raven.
So you go down a riverbed.
Just around the riverbed.
I will say, I mean, she kind of gave you the right directions. You're kind of like, okay, whatever. As you get to the river, go ahead and roll me another investigation.
Okay. I got a 2.
Perfect. Still frustrated and upset and angry. You now come to this river and you see what amounts to nothing. Um, in your frustration and boredom, as you've like walked down here, and this old elven lady told you that, you know, oh, like go check this out. What do you do? What's your kind of like, you know, thing?
Like Captain Merch is frustrated. He can't go down there, and then
Oh, he walks down there and he sees like, she says, try by the riverbank, and you'll find whatever, you'll find your path essentially, and you go down there and you see nothing basically.
so frustrated, Captain Urge probably, because he's pent up. He can't find anything. He's probably just gonna honestly start acting like a toddler, just start grabbing branches and trees and just start knocking shit down, swinging up with the swords. Oh damn it! I can't find anything. I can't find anyone. Where are my friends? Where's everyone? Where's Rachel? Where's Elizabeth? And he's just mad. He's frustrated. He's mad at himself. He's disappointed. So he's basically throwing a tantrum. And so we're just smashing things to bits, swinging at trees.
Perfect.
That's right. He got a sword.
As you start to throw things within the river,
Acting like you're in a rage, huh?
Ooh.
Not so poised now, are we?
Yeah, but I'm not around
Multi-class.
anyone to know.
as you have this true moment of frustration and feelings of worthlessness, as you are the captain, you're supposed to be leading this team and seemingly continually failing, you notice that some of the branches, what normally, the rocks and the things that you throw that would jut out or that would sink kind of immediately, some of them have sunk a little bit, and it looks to be a secret tunnel uh, has, been hidden away by the riverbank. So you see a glimmer of hope with your two intelligence or two.
I did that one too. Then, if that's the case, Captain Word notices that, and he's probably gonna. It's down in the ground.
It is like it is in the river, basically, but it is like covered up a little bit by
Mhm.
something. That, you've thrown this branch over to it, and you've seen that it's like kind of gotten in the way of it, and it's like hit it in such a way that by sheer luck you have found some sort of secret tunnel. Yes.
Then, if that's the case, then Captain Word probably just be like, he would notice that, and then he'd probably immediately start digging and grabbing in that area just to see, he's just to see and very frantically just trying to see what this is, what this.
So you begin to dig, and you hit immediate concrete. It sees this like basically a path that juts out, almost like a gutter that is like fallen into this. The river has like fallen into this thing, and so you can see that you could probably it would probably be tight, but you could probably climb into this sewer system.
Then, if that's the case, then I think Captain Urd's probably gonna squeeze in there, or the best he can, and squeeze in there and start clawing his way into there.
Perfect. You continue to climb in. We go to Show and Jared. So you guys watch as Ert has turned around and begins to go the other way.
Sure. Shell kind of dusts himself off and he stands up off the edge of the lead and he turns to Jared and he's just like, well, now that we got through that, I can show you what I wanted to show you before. And I think Show then starts heading towards the mirror.
Perfect. On your left side, you continue to go.
Jared's gonna Ert, Captain Ert, we need the orb back if you're going to leave. We need the ball bag. We get to keep that, I imagine. Oh, he's
It-
gone.
Oh, Tridox has the orb, I think.
Yeah, but
I mean, I
there's
don't
no
know.
way. I don't
Maybe
think
you should play
Jared
your
knows.
part.
Oh,
So yeah, Jared watches as Ert leaves, and
I think Show turns to Jared and he's just like, oh, I don't think you're getting that ball back. He's awfully attached to that thing. He just whips it out all the time.
Oh, we need that for the mission.
Did my ball do anything? Surprised he didn't do that with the old lady. Hey, what does my ball say about this lady?
My ball-
What did my balls
Shit, my
tingling
balls
with this lady? Huh?
so Jared and Show, you guys head towards the mirror. Jared, you also remember that you cast Unseen Servant, and that he ran off to the right. The mirror is to the left, and never came back. Also, never said anything. And do you call out to him at all?
Yeah. What was his name? Is George? No. It was
Jeffrey.
remember his-
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. was his name.
Jeffrey, we found the exit. You can come back now.
You hear nothing. It seems as though Jeffrey was going to tell you where the entrance was. He is gone, and now it's no longer available in this.
Jeffrey, oh, he must have found another exit.
Yeah, maybe he did.
I think it was a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, he might have just walked through the wall. Who knows? That's the thing with ghosts,
Well, Jeffrey, he
Ah.
can do a lot of things. Walking through walls, haven't seen him do that yet.
Well, maybe he needs to add to his repertoire. And Show keeps walking, I think, towards the mirror.
You guys appear to this mirror. Show, you still see your big, large captain's hat. But as you look into it a little bit, your hat has gotten smaller. Um, your muscles have gotten a little bit weaker. You now look at it and you're a little bit older, wiser, um, but you still look like the perfect captain. But your image appears to be something that is perfect for you. It makes sense to you as you look at this thing that this is who you will become.
Um, yeah, it's kind of weird, don't you think, Jared? You look in this mirror like, I'm looking pretty good right now, if I do say so myself.
Does Jared see that, or does he just?
What Jared sees as you look in the mirror is not Show. You don't even see Show within the mirror at all. You see your greatest desire. You begin to look at yourself, crystal clean, perfect, and you look at people behind you are cheering your name in the office. They're have never been more excited to see you. Something I would say you're not very familiar with, uh, but imagine like everyone around the water tank, talking about their like, oh, I went and did this. But everyone here is like cheering your name. They're clapping. They're around. They're all in their robes and outfits. And as you're staring at, this mirror, you see Joseph has come and has given you his hat.
Cool, everyone's there. It's the office party. Jared doesn't even know that there's an office party.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all celebrating you. They're bringing you a cake. They're like these sweets and desires. You're in like a comfy robe as well. Like you're like hair is clean, your face is clean. You know, you look like you had just gone through like a mani pedi spa day. All of the works as you're looking at this mirror.
Jared, it's like, oh my. Well, I do like what I see.
What do you see?
Why? I've been. I never knew I was so. I was so fit.
Joe's like, so you see yourself as fit? I guess,
see, I
I look pretty muscular in mine too.
see myself nice trimmed. I thought that the travel had done a number on me, but I'm in quite good shape.
Maybe this just shows us what. And then it's like Show like looks at him in like real time, and he sees like his robes I think are like dirtied and everything, and I'm like, maybe this shows us what we want to see.
SpongeBob, hyper realistic.
Oh, yeah.
Like zoom in,
Hands
all the pores.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you stare at this mirror. What do you do? Do you touch it? Do you go away from it?
I think Show is recognizing that it shows them what they want to see, and I think he wants to do it to be like, kind of like, well, I want to be a better captain than Captain Oak. So if I want to be a better captain than Captain Oak, I need to find Tydox and Raven first. So I wonder if I want to find Tydox and Raven first, and that's what I want the most. Maybe it'll show me Tydox and Raven.
Such a great, wonderful design. You, as you think about this and you wonder, you see the mirror opens up to a door or to a hallway.
Okay.
The mirror is a door that
Or
opens
it
up.
opens up. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Show, I think he turns to Jared and he's like, well, I'm going in. And he steps through.
Perfect.
Jared will try and look a little bit more in the mirror.
The mirror has turned into a door and has disappeared.
Oh.
So the mirror is facing, like, as it's going away. All of your, people, all these people that have gone and start waving at you as it, like, narrows back down into a door and opens into a wooden door.
Oh no, no. Oh,
And so the
they just
vision,
got me back.
yeah.
I mean, Show kind of pops back around and he's like, "Come on, buddy, we'll get you cleaned up once we get through this capital and out of this stinky dungeon."
Oh, sure. I hope the next place we stay at better have a shower room.
Well, the next place we're going to is the Queen's Palace, so it better. Although, maybe we'll be going in through the cellars again. You know us, we don't, as long as we don't light it on fire, it's probably fine.
Can we for once go through the formal channels?
Ricky Bobby.
Well, you can certainly try.
Perfect. You guys walk into the same room that you notice that Raven and Tydox are in. So let me unhide everything because let me figure out how this is.
Yeah.
So you guys walk into a door that basically amounts to like this bottom here, and then you see you guys can see yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you see Tydox and Raven are sleuthing over on this right side. And so we will get to you guys, and we'll talk in real time. This is what happened. You guys have opened the door into, you guys got all your stuff, you're fitted up. Tydox puts on his freaking armor and he's like suited up. We cut to like a montage of you guys just like, it's like Edgar Wright, just like zip, zip, all these like little zips like moving, like little hype speech. You guys can definitely role play anything that you want. We'll go into that and then we'll have you guys walk into this scene again. But
I definitely think that was what was happening as we like are peeking out because we ducked into a door, and I don't know what I want to imagine that little door opens, like if we peek open a little bit, we can just see the three of the women, right? Like we can't see Show and Jared because, well, I mean,
the bottom over here is the dungeon that you guys had just come out of over here. So like where Jared and Show have just come out of.
Like
So
I
at the
feel
bottom.
like this door just like opens. It's gonna open into this corner, so it's like a left-hand door.
Yeah,
but,
so we can only see.
And
out
we're
to the
like
right.
peeking at them. Because I think we're both like scheming in this closet, making this plan, and when it's us, I think we'll.
Yeah, you guys are up. So this is you guys. You guys have just like, as I said, montaged into just like this room, putting all your stuff on together. Raven's, mixing up a drink. He's in there, and you're in this closet, and you guys have opened up this door to begin to sleuth out of it. You guys have started to walk into the thing, but if you want to do anything beforehand, that's where we had ended you guys before.
Well, yeah, because so if there was just the two of them there, we gotta try to get Elizabeth away from them. So if we just bust through this, take them by surprise, and come out swinging, I think we'll have a chance to separate them and Elizabeth, and then get her behind us. Give her a chance to get her some healing magic.
For how much they little effort it took for them to kidnap us and get us in here, I think there's probably going to be more of them. So if you want, I can try to paralyze them. We can try to grab Elizabeth and maybe make a break for it.
Okay, yeah. I guess we could go the stealthy route. I'm just excited now. I mean, I got my armor back, and I was really sick of getting kicked in the face. There's no way they can kick me now. As he stands, 6'8", like he's in a big suit now. He's like, I'm gonna be doing the kicking.
Well, let me at least try to take them out of the equation, and then if it doesn't work, we can go. We'll have to go fist flying at that point. So
That's a good idea. Yeah. So I guess on your mark, I do have um a way to grapple Elizabeth towards us, so that might be useful in case it doesn't go the way we plan, and then we still have her on our side, and I'll take point. What do you
uh,
think?
I think it's as best shot as we got with just the two of us.
Are we going in quiet? Or are we going in loud?
So practically, my spell has a 60-foot range. So I don't know how
Ooh.
far we are from them. But
I
I
would say you guys are within. This is a tiny little room.
So logistically, I could try to poison them first, or paralyze them.
And I think we did the. Because I have like spell slots that are like that were used, but I think it was on.
But you guys use stuff
Oh no
for
no no! It was
the,
emboldening. Yeah, it was the class feature emboldening bond.
and you guys had used stuff for the disguise,
The magic tinkering.
the magic tinkering and stuff as well.
But the emboldening bond says it lasts for 10 minutes. So that's
You guys
I
could
have
use it.
more that I could re-up with it if I needed to.
It would probably be a little past 10 minutes of you guys
Okay.
getting everything together and thing. So if you would like to use it again, you certainly can before. I'll give you basically each one turn and then it's combat, Because if
Oh.
whatever you do, I mean, you guys can sleuth and they'll roll to see if they can see you, other stuff.
So
and there
go, man.
I was gonna say there may not be just these two people here as well.
Yeah.
From what you know of last time, there were 4 voices that you heard, but that doesn't mean that there are only 4 people.
Mhm.
You took 2 out. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because
So do you want me to try the paralyze first, and then based on that, we'll just determine whether you
Well,
grapple
if
her
I-
or go guns blazing?
Right. Yeah. Because I can do emboldening bond again on the 2 of us, and that'll give you a D4 to add to your attack roll and ability checks and saving throws. Just because it's
Yeah.
a free action. So okay. And inevitably when we go loud, because that's our style, we'll have at least a little bit of something. So,
Yeah.
I'll just re-up it.
Don't worry, there is at least one lighter involved in this plan somewhere.
Phenomenal.
All right.
all
Well,
right.
then
So
let's-
what do you guys do as you've opened the door? Are you sleuthing out? Are you going guns a-blazing? What's the
I think Tydox is like letting Raven take the lead. So I imagine like another emboldening bond, which was a little pep talk of like, yeah, we can do this, we can get this done, because realistically that's flavor text.
we'll beat up a bunch of girls,
Yeah. It's like he's on board with the minimally invasive approach. He doesn't totally agree with it because he was angry, but he is on board with letting Raven take point, and I imagine Raven's like at the crack of the door ready to do a thing.
So that's the question. Do you want me to cast it from here? Or do you want to try to sneak into a better position? Are you able to grapple her from where we're at? Or do you need to get closer for that? Okay. All right. Then I'll cast it from the door.
Yeah. If we're within, what was our rough? Yours has 60 feet. Mine has roughly 30 feet.
Well, with
I also
60.
have movement. Yeah, he's well within 60. I have movement and everything, so we're gonna be good to go.
All right. So then I'm gonna cast a hold person level 2. So this targets both the characters next to Elizabeth.
What's the
wisdom saving throw? Do I use the number that's on the spell?
It is your spell save.
Okay, 13. So they have to beat a 13.
Okay.
For elves?
Is it a charm
Uh,
or
I don't know.
either way? They passed.
Whew.
So they got a 18 and a natural 20.
Gosh. Why did you
That's
let
how
the
I'm
guy
rolling
who can't
already.
pick a lock start the fight?
Mm.
If this is any indication of how combat's gonna go, you guys are gonna it's gonna be bad.
So to be fair, this is like it's like a drink in that it's a liquid. So I'm literally like shooting like liquid like a super soaker at them for
Yeah,
context.
yeah.
Like trying.
So how they
They
respond to that.
yeah, you open the door, you squirt them in the face, and then they both look at you, and they're just sort of like, they look at each other. I think I've named these people too. I have their names. So let me pull it up. Actually, I do this all the time. I name characters, and then I'm like, they'll never talk to these people. So like, why do I care at all?
For this exact reason.
And
Now
then
you're
I'm
like,
like,
ooh,
ah.
dang.
So bad deal. And then, they get square, and then she's like, Aelwyn, what the devil's? Those nasty. I knew they weren't gonna carry him. Get him. And then then Aldara, she looks over and I was pointing to it, and she's like, fine. So Aelwyn, you get to you roll initiative. Everybody here, go ahead and roll initiative. Ert as well too. Ert, your
Oh, yeah, Ert.
initiatives, it's gonna look a little different. But we'll get there when we get there.
-1.
Okay, so just roll down.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
I got. Oh, Jared. Nice.
Okay.
Dang, dude.
20 and above.
Oof.
What was it?
20 and
20.
above. Okay. 15 to 20.
That's me. That's Jared.
19. What else?
18.
18.
17.
17. So Jared, Tydox, Show. Okay. 10 to 15.
I got 10.
Okay. What was yours?
I think a 6.
Perfect.
Solid.
Let me roll for Elizabeth because she has her own character sheet now because I'm a good
Okay.
DM.
It'll be
Hell
6
yeah.
turns until Ert shows up.
That-
Maybe.
Ert's showing up. He's gonna meet us in the Queen's Palace.
Ert's gonna show up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tydox, you have a turn of action before everybody else as well. And then
Yes.
we'll start combat.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Aelwyn is obviously triggered. She knows that you're there. You had one turn of surprise because they were not expecting you to be there. So you still technically get this surprise action, but they are not really surprised anymore. So you get to start the turn order.
Hell yeah.
And then it'll go. I know Jared, yours is higher, so it'll go you next, and then Show. And Tydox, this will be your turn almost, but you'll go first in the initiative order for this turn, and then when you go back to your next thing, you'll be after Jared.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So you go first in this round, but next round it'll be Jared, Tydox, Show. So it's not confusing when we get to the next round.
Okay. So yeah. Tydox is like, well, and we tried. And he fucking kicks this door open and flies in as fast as he can and grabs well, I'm gonna use the Thorn Whip to try to pull. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna use Thorn Whip to try to pull Elizabeth towards me. I know it technically inflicts damage, but if there's a way to like mitigate that, I think I can with my what feat was that? Dang it. Sorry. Interception. I can roll a D10 plus 3.
Perfect. And you run right where you ran, right?
Yeah. Like I kick this door
Specifically
open and
like that.
I would go
Okay.
or
Um,
this is.
roll me a dexterity saving throw before you run in to do this storm up to see if you were able to.
To see if I was okay. Oh, okay. That's a 12 minus 1, 13 minus 1.
Perfect. You get thrown up into the air immediately, and you see this little guy has appeared.
Little guy.
It's a kitty.
Very, very large kitty. So you run out there like you did, and get launched into the air immediately. You still have the opportunity to thorn whip. You just get to do this at disadvantage, and you have to be. You still might Elizabeth's AC, which is very low. You immediately you full sprint out there, and in your armor mech suit, you get wrapped around your legs and thrown into the air from the tentacles of this kitty. And yeah, Eldara, she does mention this as you're in the air, and I'll give you a 10, but she goes, "Oh, did I not mention my kitties?"
I promise we had a game plan, guys. It was not supposed to go like this.
Jared and Show, you guys immediately see, they have their first turn. You guys are going to come into combat and see that this is what has happened immediately into the situation.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try to.
So if Todox wants to try to grab her, certainly you can.
Hell yeah.
It is at disadvantage though. Did you?
Oh, shit. Still good enough. So there was a 15, and Thornwhip has a +8. So I'm pretty confident we're gonna get her. But how do I do damage?
What was the what was it again?
What was the total?
What was your low
The
roll?
lowest was 15.
Yeah. Okay. So you do grab her.
Yeah.
What is your? We'll take the lowest dice roll. So what did you say? It's a 2d6.
Yeah.
So she still takes 2 damage.
Oh, okay.
That's what we will take for her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use my
to mitigate it. So, you take 2 damage and you whip her, and she's like, "Ow!" And then you
so I
pull her out,
like behind. Well, let me see. I thought. Yeah, so it's really a relative spacing thing of how far we can move, pull, like because it's supposed to be 10 feet.
Perfect.
Roughly. As close to her or as close to behind me as I can get her. Whatever that looks like.
It's probably going to be like right here, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, so you whip her, and she's like, "Oh," and then roll her up, and she's like, "Oh, God!" And then you yank her over to you. While you're up in the air, you're hanging upside down, so that's why this is, this. And so she's now staring at you, and this kitty is what it is, is growling and gnarling. It begins to attack because they have the highest initiative order. It chomps at Elizabeth that you just brought right up to her.
Whoa.
Their initiative is higher than Jared's initiative.
I had a feeling there was something that was higher than Jared because of the way you described how initiative's going to work, but I didn't see that happening.
There is two things that are higher than Jared. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
One of them will not attack this turn, but is still here as well.
Whenever he asked when you're above.
What'd you say?
Whenever you ask 20 or above, it's just,
Yeah,
I,
right.
I always make sure to ask because just in case my creatures
why would you ask
Up-
that? Why
up
would
higher.
he ask that?
Exactly.
Anyway,
What did so it tried to bite her?
it chomps at her for 2d6.
Okay.
7, and then that is plus 4, so 11. Chomps at her for
I-
11.
I can use the interception now because I didn't do it earlier.
Yep.
And I 1d10 plus 3, so I can mitigate 7 plus 3, 10 damage. She takes
So
1
she
damage.
takes 1 damage as you
I burn.
forcibly your body over to try to, while you're up in the air, to try to get it as it tries to take a bite at her. Perfect. And then
I
some
kind of
other
imagine it's
things-
like he grabbed my leg and like threw me up in the air and I'm upside down, and then he tries to like bite her and I just throw like an arm out there, and now he's got my arm and leg, and I'm just like, shit. Raven!
Yep.
I got you,
Um,
buddy.
Oh, that was the first one.
Light it up!
Some other things happen.
Put that grease where you want it.
Well, you know, if I had to choose right now, it would be all over this fucking cat. Ugh.
2 more people show up. And they come from another door within this dungeon as well. And Jared, you're up.
My word, Tydox, it appears you're being attacked by a giant cat.
And I don't think I can see you, but I'm like, was that Jared? Jared!
Yeah, Shell and Jared, you guys now have walked into this, and you guys immediately see Tydox is upside down and has whipped Elizabeth closer to him. And so you see Elizabeth is wrapped into a whip. Tydox is flinging upside down.
Joe was like looking at the cat and cat tentacle monster, and he's just like, I've never seen a cat like that before, though. Seems kind of weird.
Oh, good. Show too? Excellent.
Oh, certainly
Yo,
not.
Tydox.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo. That's it.
Things like that. Well, Jared, you are up.
Yep. My word. Someone not to teach that cat a lesson. Don't have bottle of water. So instead,
Can't you make food and drink?
I could make food and drink. What's the range of that? I think that's just. Oh,
We're gonna
it does
drop-
have a. It does have a 30-foot range.
Dropping 35 pounds of food on a cat. Just
And
like,
30
hey,
gallons,
look
30
how great-
gallons of water. That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
30
Is there
gallons
about
is a lot of water.
That is a lot of water.
240 pounds, man.
That's right. Cats don't like water.
He is in
Oh,
30
no.
range.
If you're gonna use the ruler, everything that you do is half. So like 30 feet, it's actually 15. So that the spacing itself is doubled.
Okay.
That helps you guys kind of understand how the scale of this. So 30 feet equals 60 feet.
I would
invite
have to get closer.
So 60 feet is actually 30 feet. So right here, like you, wherever you're at, you're still within range of this. It's not
Yeah.
very like far away, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying
so
to
if
say.
if it's 30-foot range, you could definitely hit that cat.
It's within 15, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If the tape measure says 30.
Yeah, if the tape measure says 30, you're actually,
15 feet away.
Yeah, 15 feet away.
Okay, so it's half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Half.
It's close room.
Yeah, I
Close
see.
quarters.
So it's definitely in range. The question is, do I want to use my level 3 Spell slot
I love how
to dump a bunch of food and water on a cat.
I think you know
It
the
would
answer.
certainly be an idea. I will tell you that.
Do it. You know you want to.
And you know Jared wants to.
Food and water is such a there's a lot of potential there. That's why I believe in the food and water.
Dude,
spell. I knew it had promise when I looked at it.
How do you cast this? This is the bit.
Oh, I feel like I have to now.
You don't
Okay.
have to.
This man has like magic missile, and he's like, four.
Yeah,
Hear me out.
His first thought is to get the cat wet. It's like, brilliant.
I'll let you go. I'm sure
Hilarious.
I'll let you go. It's so surprised.
It's gold.
No, I love it. It's way
It's
better.
240 pounds.
It's
45
water,
pounds of
right?
water, 30 gallons. That's a lot. That's a lot of
Eight
food
pounds
and
a
water.
gallon, man.
That's
Imagine if-
heavy.
Imagine if a 45-pound weight just dropped on top of you.
Yeah, that'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
heavy as shrimp.
So that's what I'm about to do.
Do it.
I've
So
done it.
just to confirm, you have created 30 gallons of water and dropped on.
And 45 pounds of food on top of the cat.
Okay.
From a distance of what? Because fall damage.
How high's the roof?
Room is not very high. It's like 15, 20 feet maybe. you know.
Okay.
Not very high. It's vaulted ceilings. But you're in a small, tiny, confined space. It's probably like 20 feet up in the air. Just
Yeah,
'cause
we'll drop the food and then we'll drop the water on top of it so the food's all soggy.
Oh gosh. The food's is sucky. He's
We'll say.
That ought to slow him down.
he's
Roll-
dropping burnt
Roll
loaf
me.
of
I will say. Roll me a d6. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything that's added to it, but sure.
That's a 1.
Okay. Mildly inconvenience this thing. You see water pours out all over it, but you notice the second one. Okay. As water is poured over to its cat, the cat has appeared out of what appears to be thin air as the water has disrupted its illusion. I will say it didn't do very much damage. However, it has now, you guys can now hit it at just flat. If you were to hit these things beforehand, these things are constantly moving when they're in the reality of the space. And so you would, the one that is holding on at Tydox, he would have been able to hit plane. The other ones, it'll happen on their turn again. Actually, with the water out in the field, it'll give you an advantage, which will then cancel out the disadvantage. So you have a disadvantage on attacking them, so they're playing. However, the food bringing in there has now showed you all of the things on the thing. You see a snake has crawled up at the bottom, or the
What
thing.
shrimp is that?
Oh my
A,
god.
a gigantic basilisk has now, has been slithered up from what amounts to the cell behind you guys, and it now is directly behind you guys. This snake is about 60 feet long. And it is, imagine the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets basilisk. That is what you have seen before you. It is not a basilisk, but it is very similar to that type of snake. Has
It looks
now,
like a green mamba, actually.
it is it's called a viper, but it's a D&D monster. But it has slithered up basically to eat the food that is there. And you will have advantage on attacking it this turn.
Okay.
While it
Okay.
couldn't help itself and has now begun to eat the food that you have. I imagine there's been meat and other things. You see that it is this thing slithered down next to you. It's gross, snarly teeth have gotten on your shoulder a little bit. Like the drool of like a dog or something is hit your shoulder as this thing has slithered down. You feel the wetness of the snake, slimy crawl next to you as it is a monstrosity of a freaking snake has come to devour all the food that is here. And you see Aldara. She looks at you guys and says, "Ah, yes, all the pieces are in place. Um, boys, get to him. Chop chop." And Jared,
Still
great
got a
turn.
bonus.
You got a
I
bonus
still
action.
still got bonus. One gain from this is that the cats are now all covered in soggy biscuits.
Yep.
Soggy
gonna drop
biscuits
more
all
food.
in their fur.
Was there any milk in there so that the cats would get distracted too, or is there like a little bit of saucer? Maybe some
I will
cheese?
say he said
through the rat.
water. Okay.
Yeah. I can
We're not gonna
only do
stretch
water
it, no.
and nondescript food of some kind, which I imagine is just 45 pounds of, those biscuits that they have at the.
It's just man.
45
biscuits
pounds
that
of
give you-
MREs,
Yeah,
nondescript.
those little,
MRs.
Yeah.
the ones in the packets that they'll give you when you
Rock
buy
candy.
when you order a soup.
So that when it falls,
Mhm.
it's hard.
Oyster crackers.
Yeah,
Oyster crackers.
I go for 45 pounds.
those
of
little
oyster
crackers. Just 45 pounds of those.
So
Put 'em in
what
spread.
do you use as your bonus action?
Ghost sword, spiritual weapon.
Nice. Perfect.
We'll bring him out at level 2
Sick.
and try and cut Tydox free.
All right. It comes
Like,
out. It
yeah.
comes back. So go to try to attack.
Yep. Hey, 27.
27 for sure hits this thing.
Let's do a hit. Always good on the hits, never good on the damage. 7.
7's good, man.
Could have been so much more though. It's a 2 plus a 5.
Okay. Kydox,
Yes.
give me a strength or a dexterity. You can do acrobatics, you can do athletics, anything you want. Both are the same, I know, but
Okay. I'm gonna let's try technically acrobatics to see if I can like land on this. Oh, 10.
and,
Lands on top of Elizabeth.
Quiet down.
you begin to fall out of it, and then you get scooped up by its other tentacle as you try to. It basically catches you, as
Dang
you've been somewhat released, but a 10 wasn't high enough. Sorry. So
Tydoc, I can only help you so much.
I do much better with both feet on the ground.
Show, you are up.
Show.
Oh,
seeing-
wait. I'm so sorry. I forgot. We have emboldening bond. Does a 13 do anything?
13 is a perfect amount.
Ah!
It is
We-
just the amount
To
thing.
get caught. Perfect amount to get caught again.
So instead of it catching you with its second tentacle, it misses. You hit the ground, and you
Oh,
take
yeah.
3 points of damage
But I'm free.
as you
Feel like
crash into the ground. Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Shell.
Jared.
Shell seeing Tydox get dropped onto the ground. After he's been bitten by this kitty, goes into a rage. And then he summons the Spear of Dropnir and he chucks it at the cat that was by Tydox and Elizabeth.
Well, there's 2 that are by them now,
The-
but
Oh,
yeah,
but
one
so-
the one that was attacking them, I guess, if that makes the one
Perfect.
that was just there. So that is 9 plus 9 for 18.
18
Shoot.
hits.
Perfect. And then that is 6 and 4, 7 plus 6 is 13. 19 points of damage.
Woo! Nice. This thing takes a brutal beating from it. Nice. And once you attack it, you summon drop near back. And you see this thing has disappeared.
Oh. Oh.
Okay?
Disappeared, not dead.
Disappeared.
That's annoying.
Show you use your bonus action. Raven, you're up.
Mhm.
Do you move at all? You can move if you want.
I'll move myself like closer to Tydox and Elizabeth, like kind of trying to like be in front of them, I guess.
Perfect. You're still within. You didn't get an attack opportunity. You didn't leave its thing because you're still within it.
Okay.
Raven, you're up. Oh, you left the snakes actually, but
Okay.
it's distracted, so I'll give it disadvantage.
Ooh.
9 both times actually. So it misses as it tries to tail you, whip you with its tail, and then now Raven, you're up.
Okay. How big are these cats?
About 10 feet.
Okay, never
They're
mind.
not huge. They're not huge, but they
they're
are
bigger than 5 feet,
big.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then, I think I'm gonna. At this point, I'm still in the door, but I've seen a lot more of the chaos. I've seen the cats, so I think at this point, I am going to transform. And so basically, the door is like kind of half or kicked open, but I essentially you just kind of see this shadow or like enrage within the room, and it not only breaks open the door but breaks open like the walls around the door, and I walk out and you see me as a giant hippopotamus.
Nice. Have you? How many times have you transformed with your Gree? You've been keeping track.
Just as far as like my how many uses of wild shape I have.
Yeah. Well, how many have you used? Because so remember your Gree is like a potion type thing. That we do,
So
and I know that you have lots of.
I guess technically this is my 4th transformation.
Cool. You notice when you take a drink of your Gree that there is only 1 sip left before you need to. You remember Bubba has kind of given you the things, but you need to go figure out basically how to like fill it back up now.
Okay.
You have
See,
one.
dragon hippopotamus.
Yeah, he turns into a hippopotamus.
So a drippo, as we'll talk about.
Yeah, and the only thing, my chain is still around. The chain enlarged.
Yeah,
the rest of my clothes just ripped up. And
It still has like the vest on, or the not the vest, the ugly Christmas sweater. You notice has extended and has gone where you're not like ripping it apart or anything, but it has now extended into your like hippopotamus state, and so it's a hippopotamus with the ugly Christmas sweater on, or ugly festive sweater.
Like the
It is now
threading
even
of
uglier.
the sweater is like like has magical properties to fit.
It does.
User, so perfect.
It does. It does. It absolutely does. It fits anywhere. So the property of the I won't nerd out to it. The property of it is that it fits to whoever puts it on perfectly. So that is a thing on it. So I wasn't gonna tell you this if you ever used it, but you put it on and I was like, oh, that's so funny. So
now he's just whatever he transforms into
into whatever it fits perfectly to whoever wears it.
If I do the octopus, there's 8 armholes.
It does. It 100% does, which is so funny. It's whoever wanted it. You just were the one that chose to do it. So super funny.
All right. And the transform is my turn. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Elizabeth goes, and she face steps the fuck out of there. And she goes
all over the place.
I was trying to find a good place for her. She face steps out of there, and that is her turn. Cut combat for a second as all this chaos is going on. You're crawling through a pipe. You're like partially kind of swimming. It's uncomfortable in this pipe as you're like going through. What are your thoughts as you're like climbing through this pipe and looking for Tide Dogs? You're looking for Raven. What's kind of the mindset?
Cat Merch is like, God damn it, I'm just trying to find these guys. I'm crawling through fucking sewer water just to find these people. I'm so tired of this. I can't believe I got myself stuck in it. Oh my god. And then it's kind of like what's kind of going on through Earth's mind right now.
Perfect. As you continue to climb, you actually get to a spot where the pipe gets a little bit smaller and you're like starting to get more cramped. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Okay.
The water that's flowing through this pipe is flowing into through and
9.
okay. You take 5 points of damage as you're starting to like swim and you're starting to like take in some of this liquid.
I'm drinking sewer water.
Would you be able to do that on my
Keep track of
character sheet?
Hepatitis.
Yep.
Hepatitis.
Hepatitis.
You'll never be able to sit down again.
Poor guy.
Okay. Did it update in real time for you? If you refresh your page?
Yeah, it updated. I just refreshed it.
Okay. Roll me. I rolled a d4 for you actually. So I know when you'll appear. You're not here yet.
Oof.
That's your turn, Jared. You are up. Actually,
That's
sorry,
me.
not you, Jared.
Seemed
The
kinda
elven,
early.
Yeah.
the elven princesses. God, I love this. Not princess. Sorry.
Ooh, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know.
That is what their character sheet is, but they're not. They're not actually princesses. They're part of this.
Good.
No, sweet.
Might make conversations with the queen stressful if
One of them is a princess. I'll tell you that.
I kick their
Um,
daughter in the face.
Do
I
it.
can,
Oh,
I
I
can
murdered your daughter.
I can tell you. One of these is a princess. So,
Okay.
I've
We won't
ruined
find out
some
who
of the.
until after we've killed her.
Yeah, maybe
I
we'll
want-
find out. Maybe we
You
won't.
have no idea. Just pretend you still don't know.
Can you identify, like, what is that? Royalty from Bones and Cinder? Find out next time on.
Maybe. We'll find out. These owls also have like a bajillion, kids or whatever. So it's like they don't really bet. It's a whole thing I'm setting up. I have to add something real quick because it's so funny, and I wanna keep it in.
Oh,
So
boy.
I'm trying to kind of distract a little bit, but I love it.
While he does.
Well,
Oh,
I go
yeah.
instead of it'll be like it's like Anastasia, and it's like the story of the missing princess, and like, where's her body? Was never recovered from the sewers.
Yeah, right.
That's what
Someday
it's.
she still walks among us, living in San Diego.
In San Diego. God, it's so. I'm trying to in real time make
San Diego.
a token because it's so.
Another
funny.
map. Oh.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it
Hippo,
live.
ugly hippo shirt.
Yeah, it is. It is exactly that. If I was a good DM, I would have done all this stuff beforehand.
I mean, I didn't tell you that I was gonna specifically turn into a hippo until after.
You should have
you
all.
introed.
How big is a hippo? What kind of character is
Let's
it?
see.
Large beast?
The hippocamp large monstrosity.
Hippocamp.
There you go.
Large Christmas
I love
festive hippo.
So you're about the same size as these things. So perfect. Elves, it's their turn.
Oh man.
Okay. Show a 19. Believe hits you.
Thinking back now.
You take 8 points of like an arrow piercing damage, so it's half to
Half?
4. Yeah. Okay, and they kind of move swiftly into this direction. Okay.
Oh, right, they're all women. I forgot.
Yeah. Eldara, she uses shape water to all the water that's in the air and sprays Tydox and Shell and Jared with this. So all three of you guys need to make a I think it's a wisdom saving throw. Let me see. Might be up to hit, so we'll find out here in a second. I did not pull up their magic, but they do have magic. Worst part about NPCs is I have to do magic and stuff and other things.
Magic's the worst.
I have like 17 tabs open over here. Then I have to be like.
That's why I'm a barbarian. Can I hit it with a fist or a spear?
Is it within range?
That's right.
I'm gonna punch it.
I'm feeling really fancy. A rage.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
a little grappling action. No magic.
Nope. Magic.
Perfect. So you see that she turns the water into. It actually doesn't hit any of you. She shapes the water around her and molds it into a little sculpture, a little ice sculpture that is wrapped up behind you guys, and you see this kitty disappears. Okay. This kitty moves on this little hippo. You can't see it. It's here. In your little hippo form, does a 16 hit?
Yeah, I'm 13 AC.
Perfect.
Does he still get the buff
Nope.
of emboldening bond?
He would, yeah.
He would? Okay.
Yep, even in hippo
If you have to
form.
make any checks or something, I guess.
Good
Got
to know.
that.
Okay. You take 9 points of bite from it.
Okay.
Can you make a dex saving throw with your hippo?
Yes.
Oof. Plus a D4.
Ooh, 8. I'm gonna definitely use that D4.
Come on, baby.
And 9.
It wouldn't have mattered. 13 is what you needed.
Okay.
Either way, you get wrapped up as your hippo. And so you are now restrained. It doesn't pick you up off the ground, but you are restrained.
Okay.
Something about these monsters is that when they're visible, you can attack them, obviously. And so they like disappear basically out of the thing. But because of the water that's no longer there, now it's, back to being, you can still attack wherever you think they might be.
Mhm.
But if you don't see them on the board, it is a disadvantage on attacking. You see them on the board, it is a flat roll unless you have some sort of advantage or anything else.
Makes sense.
Okay. So that is their turn, or that is the one's turn. Show, you're gonna get a bite taken out of you. I 17, I think.
17's my armor class.
7, 11, half to 5. Piercing damage, and it comes out of the thing.
Fuck that guy.
Jared, you are up.
Well, now that everyone's left me with the giant snake,
The snake has moved basically here, but that's because that's where all the food is.
Yeah.
It is like in this little like I just didn't want to cover you up, but it's like in this little grill, and it is a
Mhm.
massive snake. It is distracted though, and you are eagerly very close to this thing. You're in its like, you know,
Yep.
whatever. But you're up.
You know, it's
You do have your spirit weapon up too, and I need to.
Yeah.
I'll use this
I could give him more food and drink.
for that. It is distracted right now, certainly. The little shield is your spirit weapon,
Okay.
and you should be able to move it wherever you want as well.
Where's that box? Oh, what? Well, I guess we'll
Hmm.
start with magic sword.
Made an
Go down.
oopsie also last time because you can't use two name spells even if one's a bonus action.
You're right.
For all you D&D nerds, sorry, messed up. Might be. So I'm gonna take away your bonus action this turn, as if you
Mm.
spelled it, but you can still use a magic or something else. Okay, so to punish you for a mistake that I made, because that's how this works. I'm going to. You can't use your bonus action to use your spirit weapon. You can move it, but you can't use it to attack. But you can use your, regular like a regular spell or something like that. Does that feel fair? Because normally you would not be able to.
I'm going to calmly move away from the big snake. How much can
Perfect.
I move?
It is distracted, so I will tell you that its attack will be at disadvantage.
I'll move like there. All right, well, make your attack.
The first one was a nat 20. The second one
That one?
was a 17, so it was a little better, but the nat 20 would have messed you up, I'll be honest. With its tail attack, because it's eating right now,
I just trip on its tail. It doesn't even attack me. I just trip on it.
you trip on it as you're trying to back away from it. It does 13 points of damage to you. Can you roll a dex saving throw?
7.
You get wrapped up in its tail.
So I don't move.
So you begin to move and you trip over the tail to get out of its range or attack of opportunity. And with its tail, it begins to wrap you up and constrict you. So.
Okay. Well.
There's a very real possibility that you guys might die here.
Yeah. Does being constricted mean I can't do any
You can
spells
move.
that have like a semantic requirement? Was it?
Semantic, yep. You can do all voice. You can do anything, like that. But if it has an S next to the name of it, you're bound.
Right. That changes things a little bit. All right, I can't do that.
Anything that says VM you can use. Anything that says just V or.
Yeah. A lot of things have S's.
Things have S's, man. You can also try to break out of it. You can also, try to use like a staff. You can come up with some creative way to try to like niche your way out as well. Anything is possible if you use your imagination, but the snake has begun to wrap you up.
Well, basically all my spells except for healing require an S. Including creating food and water, so that plan's out of the window. What do I do to try and break out?
strength or acrobatics. You can try to do. You can try to use your staff or anything else to kind of like wedge it in between to give you some sort of help. Multiple different things that the world's your oyster, man. This is D&D. Welcome to the game. If you think about it, I'll think about it.
Can't use magic. I do have I did forget I have weapons.
Perfect.
Actually, no, that doesn't. Well, could I use shocking grasp?
Absolutely.
Touching him.
Because it's touching. Any touch
Touching
on
me.
the somatics, you're touching. So I will absolutely allow you to roll any of those. So any of the ones that say S but say touch, feel free to use them as well.
He is definitely touching me, so I'll give him a little shock. 14?
14. Heck yeah, dude. It did not like that. I will tell you that.
No, did the 14 hit?
Oh. Yeah, 14 for sure hits.
Okay. Ooh, 15 damage.
15, even better than imagine. It also still does not like that very much at all.
That's what you
Right.
get. That's what you get for touching me. I didn't even ask.
You are no longer restrained.
Ooh.
So it lets go of you.
Snake is also very angry, though.
It is also very angry and is no longer
Free.
distracted. I'll let you roll. I mean, you already hit a 14, but if you want to crit, roll again because you would have had advantage on this attack because it was distracted.
Nah, I'll take the 15.
Perfect. Well, 14 to hit. But if you were to roll a 20, I would have.
Oh, yeah.
I would have doubled it.
Oh, I rolled the damage.
Oh, roll the to hit.
17 plus 8.
Either way. So if you were to roll a nat 20, I would have given you the crit. Tydox, you're up.
Well, he's free.
Oh, you're in the
Changes.
rock and a hard place. As the snake
I
is.
need help.
The snake's head is right behind you.
Yeah.
And it is a massive head.
Who
Who would grow such a huge beast?
It's been a minute, so I forgot. With action economy, does Tydox get to attack with each hand to impose disadvantage with the gauntlets for one action?
So the way we ruled it is that you can use the attack and then a bonus action to
Attack and bonus. Okay.
yeah, so it's attack and bonus. You don't have 2 attacks yet because you're only level 4 in an artificer. So you're gonna attack and bonus action, and that bonus action will then have impose disadvantage on it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you use the one with intelligence, not the strength one that you have on your character sheet for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, did that cat that's by show did not grapple it yet, did it?
Nope. She stabbed it with a spear, and then it disappeared, and then another one appeared right next to her, or to him.
Okay. Sexy. So cantrip leveled spell is fine as long as they're not both action. One bonus action for a cantrip leveled spell action.
Yep. So you can use a leveled spell and then a cantrip, as long as one says action and the other says bonus action. You can
Okay.
use 2 cantrips if one of them were to say bonus action and one say action. But you cannot use 2 leveled spells, which we ran into with Jared just a second ago. That I think is silly, to be honest. In another rule that I know we have that may or may not come into place depending on the endurance of this fight, that I have as a homebrew rule that I fully support is if you ever run out of spell slots and you choose to still want to use a spell, it will just cost you exhaustion, depending on how high of a level that spell is. So, like, for example, like a level 2 spell will give you 1 point of exhaustion past however many spells you want to use. So if you were like, oh, I've ran out of level 3 spells and I want to use that, you would do 1.5 levels of exhaustion, which rounds down to 1 point of exhaustion. So
Okay. Can it look?
Four would be 2, 5 would be 2, 6 would be 3.
Okay. Does it look like these, like any elves are controlling these animals?
Yeah,
Is
certainly.
there something I can roll to see who is like?
You could
controlling
roll an insight.
Roll insight.
Yep. Insight, persuasion, or not persuasion, perception or investigation.
Investigation. Fuck yeah. Okay. Ooh, 18 plus 8. So, what? 26?
26. You see that Eldara is the one that.
Which one's that? Is it the
she's the.
with the blue
beautiful.
circle?
Yeah, the blue circle.
Okay.
Also, the girl that's next to her, with that role, I mean, you'd certainly notice as well. She was the bartender from last night. So
this bitch.
You would have remembered her from last night.
How dare. Okay.
But you have never seen this chick before in your life. The other one.
Okay. Well, I think I have one. Man. Wait, so I can't use. Yeah, I still can't use 2 leveled spells, even if one says bonus action, then action, because I only have 1 action.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tydox is running right here ish. And I'm not sure if it's within 15. It's like 5 feet. Something.
Perfect.
So
you do take a attack of opportunity from the.
I don't know if this is the same one I attacked, but the Jotnir spear has sap on it, so I think it has disadvantage on its next attack. But I don't know which one it is.
It is not.
Okay.
This is the second one. I probably should have labeled them completely different, but
I don't think we would know though, so I think it's okay. We'd be like,
yeah.
yes.
Players don't have a clue.
Yeah. Perfect. Sorry. He missed, so you're good.
Oh, phenomenal.
He rolled a natural 1. So you
He
missed.
broke a claw. All right, and
Sorry, I don't play the Zach rules where in that one you can attack him.
I know, right? Ah, your attack of opportunity has made me attack.
Yeah.
I'm going to use Thunder Wave, and it's gonna come out from like the point. I'll draw a tool. because it'll hit all of them. Because it's 15, 15.
Perfect.
It'll be like 30, 30 or whatever. We're just gonna push them all that way. I don't know how to get that off, but I'll just undo it. You get what I'm saying? So.
What'd you roll before? Sorry, the skill check.
I
Do you
didn't roll
remember?
anything. Oh,
Oh,
the 26 for
26.
the.
You notice?
investigation.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, this chick right here. I wrote her name wrong. It's Eldara. Eldara Moonlight is her name. Right here. And so I put Moonwind, but that's because freaking Priscilla has gotten wind in my head.
When.
Yeah, Autumn.
Nice.
But her name is Eldara Moonlight. Is this chick that you are attacking? You notice with the 26 that was it insight, perception, investigation? What'd you roll?
It's investigation.
So with an investigation, you see she has like these really beautiful earrings on that are moon. They're moon tears. They're very similar to maybe some designs that you have seen around town. Uh, you would you had no idea her nobility or her status or anything about her, but with that, you do notice that she is very regal dressed, that she looks very beautiful. With the 26, you do notice a lot of these details. The biggest one you notice is that around her neck is a what amounts to some sort of collar or like whistle.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. So, yes. So I am still going to use
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave, and it is a Constitution 16.
Okay. Eldara pass. This bitch doesn't. Elwyn doesn't pass. These bitches don't pass. One of them passes in the back.
Ugh.
Silvara and Gwendola, like you care about their names. Silvara fails. So what happens? They push back 10 feet.
Yeah. 7. That's 15.
They get blown back into this.
19. 3. These glasses actually have like levels.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. 19 points of thunder damage.
19. Ow.
Yeah, fuck that
It
one.
took some damage. Did they take bonus damage because they was in water?
They shaped the water into an ice sculpture earlier.
Lame.
What did it look like? Was it hot?
No,
Yeah.
was it a big rack on it?
It actually looks very similar to Raven. If you care to know.
It's got a big schlong.
Yeah, schlong hanging out.
Massive ice wiener.
It does look like a well endowed Raven.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have seen all of Raven's parts.
That's what I thought. Some long schlong silver, you know what I'm saying?
And as the bonus action, I can punch Eldara, I guess, and try to impose disadvantage on her. It's and I still get to use the one with the proficiency still.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. We'll get a that's an 11 to hit. Oh wait, I'm a fucking idiot. I rolled a D8. I'm sorry.
You rolled a D8 and got an 11.
I rolled a D8, and I was like, "Oh shit!" No, that's a dirty 20 with a +8.
She gets hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I can roll that D8 for a 1d8 +5 thunder damage. It's not great. So 9 damage.
He's looking pretty fucked up, dude. To be honest.
Oh yeah, brother.
She took 9 damage and now she's fucked up.
She took 27 damage. 19 from the thunder damage.
The thunder wave.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They all take the damage. They just don't move back. I thought she got. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna keep that. I like that.
Deserved.
Tynox is
So on a fail, they get pushed back.
Right, I
I
forgot
don't think it
that.
says it takes half the damage. If it does, then
Let me read it.
I'll read it.
You know what? Nah, it doesn't. Just move along. Who's next?
Creature takes half, so she takes. Yeah, let's add more back. Still is pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Two of them look pretty fucked up. The other two look really fucked up, to be honest.
Hopefully, that gave because the thunder wave is an audible sound that's out like 300 feet. So hopefully it has given
Ert,
Ert a little bit of a sound.
you hear this. It is like pretty close in front of you. Okay, it's front of you but down. Okay, so you hear this large thing. Yeah, and you're very familiar with it because this sound is what.
Like my thunderous, my
Yeah, it's very similar. You're familiar with it. You've also have seen him use it before. Tynox used it before.
exactly.
Show you're up unless there's anything else Tynox can do. This thing you attacked it on the right side. It disappeared after you hit it with the spear, and then another one appears as you're looking like to the side of it, and it chomps at your like shoulder, seemingly out of nowhere.
Okay. Show is just going to attack with the sword I dropped mirror to the one closest to him, the one that chomped on me.
The spear, perfect.
Drop
Okay,
it like a
and
sword.
since you're not throwing it, you just have to. You basically can just stab it, and you can use that
25.
1d8 plus 6.
Okay.
So 25 does hit. And so it's a d8 when you're stabbing it instead of throwing it.
Oh. I got 5 plus 6 is 11.
11. Boom. Okay. It did not like that.
And unfortunately, it's not an improvised weapon, so I can't grapple it. So I think that is my turn.
You actually have 2 attacks.
Oh, I have
That
2
goes up.
attacks. Okay, cool. And then, well, Show's just gonna do it again then. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Also, because you're raged, that 11 is a 13 instead. Because you get +2 when you rage.
Oh, okay. So 13. And that one is, does a 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay. And then another one of it. So then that's a 6 plus 6 plus 2 would be 14 damage.
14. See, does not like that. It's hit another threshold and it disappears.
I was like bewildered. He's just like, what on earth?
You stab
Double
it twice,
rage.
it gets really upset, and you see that it is now disappeared. Okay. Raven, before your turn, it is these 2 chicks back here.
Cut out one.
Do you have anything else, Show, that you could do?
No, I just told the cat that it should come back here and fight me.
No.
Perfect. You get, as you're like yelling at this
Real
cat,
Ert vibes, right?
you get, stabbed. 2 arrows stick you right in the chest.
Points at the person who's shooting the arrow. I didn't say you. I'm fighting the cats right now.
You take 13 points of damage, half to 6.
Jesus Christ.
So they stick you just one to the side, another to the other side. And they look at you. Raven, you're up.
Probably
All right, so
shooting themselves as
is
shows
this
just
cat-
like, no.
is this cat like
Yeah.
on top of me?
It is like, yeah, it is like wrapped itself around your like waist.
So here's
Your big
basically
hippo.
what I want to do is I'm a hippo. I just want to like roll over in a circle and just
Absolutely,
smash
dude.
him that way.
Absolutely. Give me a strength with your hippo check.
Okay.
See if
Strength
you're
of the
able to
hippo
out
check.
like run over this thing. And so that strength is your
Uh,
uh
14.
14 beats it.
Okay.
So you're good.
Nice.
13, so you're good.
Okay. So then, yeah. So, what would I? Yeah. What would I do for damage for that?
So it is to hit would be your strength because it'd be basically an improvised um attack.
Yes.
So you use your strength basically as the hippo. Plus you'd be proficient, so your proficiency boost is 2 or 3 at this level. So you do 3 plus 5, so it'd be plus 8 to hit this thing. And so since you rolled over, you're able to like use your strength against it. And then it's a set damage at whatever your strength is at. So it's just 4 damage
Okay.
on top of this thing. Um, but when you roll on top of it, I will say that other people will get advantage on you because you're a big hippo laying on top of this thing, and it won't be able to teleport away from you.
Okay.
Nice.
So if you are able, you've broken out of its like restraint.
Okay.
So if you're able to like roll down on top of it, now all of that. So there's a plus 8 to hit, and the armor class is a 13. So 5 or lower, or 5 or higher, you hit it.
Gotcha. Five.
5 on the die.
Hey.
Yeah.
So 13 hits it. So you roll over on top of it. It hits it for 4 straight damage, which is still kind of a lot for it. And it is now, you're now on top of this thing. I'll kind of do it like this, and now anybody that attacks it has advantage on attacking it.
Okay.
Normally, advantage cancels out disadvantage, and so it's a flat roll. This, since it's appeared and you would have a flat roll anyways, you do still get advantage.
Okay.
Anybody who attacks it.
All
Okay.
right. And then that, I assume that would be my action then.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that is all I can do. That's the
Elizabeth, is scared and doesn't have a lot of helpful spells. And so she is also wondering where Ert's at. She's scared. She sees this big hippo. She looks at Jared and she gives him, she's like, oh, I find some comfort in him. Gives him 8 points of healing.
Ah,
If that helps.
Shenanigans.
helps a lot.
Yep. And then she also, she bonus action face steps out of there.
Well, she,
She's like, let me get out. Ert, you just heard this thunderous bang here in front of you. I assume you're a little more motivated to kind of get there. What's your kind of reaction as you hear this, large bang?
I mean, I guess you said Erd heard it, and it was basically kind of forward and below, right?
Yep.
I mean, if that's the case, then I think Erd would most likely keep pushing forward towards the sound. And then, what is he on? He's on some sort of like metal piping, or what is
You're
he
like
in?
you're crawling through like a pipe that continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So you go through. Give me a survival check.
Okay. 10, 11.
11. You take 12 points of the sludge sewer thing.
Okay.
You get to the edge. You see, it's kind of like a clear thing of this pipe. You see kind of above this little angle, you see that there are people fighting. You notice tie docks.
Okay.
and so you're right above. What do you do?
Um, since I'm above and I have an aerial view, I think Ert's gonna do a quick glance of the entire battlefield to see where everyone is at and see what's going on, and to kind of read the situation.
You
Um,
see everything that you see on Owlbear. You basically see that, except for you don't notice. You see that there's one cat that's like laying on top, or a hippo laying on top of a cat. See a gigantic snake. See kind of everyone's in a like mess, and it's kind of chaotic and crazy in there.
can recognize any of the elves that are there?
You notice one of the elves is the bartender from last night. The other ones you don't really recognize.
Even the
You recognize
That's what I say.
you
Even the
recognize the
princess.
she was much younger. As you stare
Mhm.
at her, you can deduct that she is probably the same person. Um, she looks enough like her. She was a kid probably the last time you saw her. She is now like a full on woman.
Is there?
Shit rock.
You
Yeah.
definitely notice. I will tell you. You notice the earrings on top of her. You know that is moonlight, and it is a symbol worn by the royal crown. I'll tell you that for
That's
sure.
what I was gonna say because I've been here before. I was gonna say, can Captain? Is there any way Captain Urt would be able to jump basically right in front or behind the Alvin with the earrings?
The
I
way
don't
the
know. If
pipe would go, you can see it. It is still a little bit of ways away from you. So if you were to
Hmm.
enter into this room, you'd enter in, one of the corners. I'll tell you which corner when you enter into the room, but pretty much you have like a set location if you enter where you're at right now.
Hmm.
It's going to be at the very top of the screen. Those tiles up there, you can enter at any point right there.
Any point at the top
Yep,
is my choice.
yep.
And then which one's Moonlight? She's the dark green,
She's the light blue one right next to Tie Dogs.
light blue. Okay. Then I think then if that's the case, then Captain Urt would probably. I'm gonna just move Elizabeth. Just Captain Urt would probably trying to jump down here and try to get as close to as possible as to the princess.
So if you can see Elizabeth, you are basically anywhere along this pipe. This is a
Okay.
pipe right here,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so you can go anywhere up there.
Okay. Then Captain Urt's basically gonna go right here and then just jump as close as he can to the princess.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Okay, strength check.
Yep.
11 plus. 15.
15. You break through this pipe. You also do significant damage to these ladies as piping hot water that you weren't affected by because you're cold, but it is like a steamy sewage. Um,
Gross.
13. Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's just hot,
So gross.
stank ass pipe. Mm.
It's that city. It's like the city water that is like seeking through it. This like beautiful industry, and of course they have like great piping, but it goes all in the. I won't explain the
Captain
whole lore,
Urt right now.
but
Ugh.
you don't notice it really because you're this cold dragon, and so you're like climbing through it, and it's fine for you. But it's like as soon as it hits all these people, it's disgusting. The room fills with this disgusting like scent. You do 13 points of damage to these girls. So,
you do.
it actually takes out one of these girls right here. This girl.
Oh yeah, brother.
The bartender. Bartender's
bartender.
effed.
Was
Good.
'cause,
Deserved.
she did damage. So you see
She's
that
the
she
worst.
is like, she like gets it and then smacks it. As the water flows, as she flows back, she had already kind of hit the wall. But
Mhm.
she kind of recovers for a second and then smashes back into it. It knocks her completely out. You have these two girls next to you. One of them's fucked up, like so bad. The other one's pretty fucked up, but you get down there. That is your turn. But
Mhm.
you are now here. The rest of you guys watch as through the ceiling comes piping hot sewage that fills this room. And it's completely disgusting. And outside of it is Captain Urt. Show
Well,
you
look who
especially
decided to
do that.
show up.
Captain Nerd.
Also, that's disgusting, Captain.
He's our hero.
All right. It is Aldara. It is her turn, and kitties. Okay. She uses this thing called Psionic Blast, and you know, basically like uses this. She moves the weave around her and pushes Tie Dogs 20 feet in front of you. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Why they all deck saves? I wonder if there's
Magic.
Fucking- my magic doesn't have deck saves, sir. God damn it. Ooh, that's a. I have -1 on everything, right? Just to be clear. Yeah, that's a 3.
You fail.
Got anything, Bond?
Just
Yeah, out of 3. I think I'm fucked.
Oh wait, is
But-
it not like a? I thought it was advantage.
no, it's
No, it's
like
adding a
a
D4.
+4.
That's a good point.
Oh.
I'll use it. 5.
You take 29
Ooh.
force damage, and you get thrown into this wall.
29. Oh,
Uh,
good thing Elizabeth's right there to heal you.
You
Yeah,
get
this bitch is over here like, I don't have any useful spells.
She has nothing but healing spells. She's a doctor. I'm sorry.
And she healed the healer. I'm so proud of her.
She was the closest one. You were too far away. You were the one that walked away.
You were also not a
Ugh.
critical health at that point.
I saved her. 29 damage.
29. She used a very powerful spell on you. there.
Horrendous. Chidox is.
You also just
livid.
punched a princess right in the face. So just know that.
Hey.
You don't know she's a princess. Yeah, to be
I
fair,
don't
you don't
know
know.
she's a princess.
True.
She had
Only
this
Ert
coming.
does.
Like
She was
we
asking
tried
for
to
it.
stealthily in and out, and no.
You That is not the situation. You came in, you squirted her with water. She was like, "What the heck is happening here?" And then you guys attacked her.
We
So-
started this whole day in a prison cell.
I
one of us
get it.
naked.
I get
So
that. I get
Chidox is
the
like,
situation.
no. And
But-
you want to kill me for no reason?
That is what you heard. Okay, is the plan for the gnome was? I guess we would just have to kill him, you know. But that was from who's now knocked out as well. But I'm just telling you, the scene is this is what the scene is. You can interpret it however you want, but she's pissed and uses magic to freaking blow you into this wall over here.
It definitely worked. Fuck.
She's a wizard. Sorry.
It's a wizardary.
She's got cool spells.
What she does.
Say it. I can't even.
Okay. That's her turn. I forgot. Kitty's turn. First one. Tries to grapple and roll around with the hippo, and the hippo is a very large thing. It does not work. The second one tries to bite Show in the back. It misses. Tentacles. Joe, go ahead and roll me a dex saving throw. You get advantage on this.
21.
It tries to grapple your legs while it comes from invisibility. You just kind of like instinctually kind of hop up and avoid it. Jared, you're up.
All right. No, he's not tangled. He's still in snake territory. and also cat territory now. Actually, he's kind of in a worse situation than before. If he tries to leave, does he get attacked by the snake again?
Yeah, he does.
And this time he's not distracted.
And this time he is very much not distracted. Also very much pointed at you because you
Yeah.
shock and grasp it, and it did not like that.
Oh. Jeffrey, no.
He just screams, "Mommy!"
Dude, Jeffrey didn't come to fight, man. I'm telling you, bro. Dude's a dog.
The ghost sword is still there. And he doesn't take up my one named spell requirement, right? Because I've already summoned him.
Sir, he does not.
Ghost sword. Stab the cat right next to you.
Perfect.
Get
Go
him.
and roll a to hit.
27.
27 for sure hits.
Ooh, 10 damage.
10 damage. This one,
Is it dead yet?
you get advantage actually because the hippo's on top of it.
On the hit or the damage?
It's always to hit on advantage.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much better than 27.
Well, if you get a nat 20, you could.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But you notice that is very weak, very very weak. It tries to teleport away, but it can't. But it is very very weak.
I'm gonna use guiding bolt on the big snake and hopefully get some people to help me.
Perfect.
I'll do level 2 for it.
Dang. Big guiding bolt.
24.
24 for sure hits the snake.
Damn.
Ooh, that's a lot of 5s and 6s. Ooh, 24 damage.
24 fucks the snake out, dude.
A lot of it was 3 5s and a 6 and a 3.
That's really great. Yeah, you see that this thing gets fucking rocked. So, it did not like that at all. And just know,
But still alive.
you are, yeah, it's alive, yeah. And you are its next target.
Put some, you get advantage right now if you hit it, attack against it.
It is blinded as well, because it has sensitive eyes. And so the guiding bolt actually is blinded. It will get disadvantage on its next attack. Tadok, you're up.
How fucked up does Eldara look?
Pretty fucked up, but is still rocking.
Okay. Great. Haven't had an AC check this whole time. I think, yeah, Tydux took that personally, and he is going to run up here and punch her in the face.
I love it, dude.
So he's not happy with her choices. So we're gonna roll a 19 to hit.
19 for sure hits.
19 hits. We're just gonna do both at the same time. And a 16 to hit.
16 hits. Yeah.
Yeah. So
She does not have very good.
Okay.
None of them have very good ACs. So
nice.
the snake somewhat does,
Alright.
but it's got the highest.
So she has advantage, or oh, I guess it doesn't matter. But one was 10, and the other one, is
10 and what?
sorry, I'm blanking on math. Idiot. 13. 10 and 13. So 23 damage for 2 punches. 1d8
Perfect.
plus 5.
Okay. How do you want to do it?
Does it technically have to be a punch, or can we flavor it as a kick?
You can kick her for sure.
I think I'll kick her. I think Tydox like runs like back at her and like punches her in the stomach, and then like does it almost like a half roundhouse kick to her head.
Perfect. And you
Because like
bash.
I'm taller than her, I believe.
Yeah. And you bash her skull in as she hits the ground, killing her immediately.
Outright.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say anything about non-lethal or in the way that you went to attack her.
Nope.
Good.
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
actually
Uh,
beautiful.
Show you are up.
Shell like looks at Tydox and is just like, whoa. I think I'm wearing off on him.
I think Tydox is
and
like just stuck looking at her at the ground.
Yeah, head bashed into the concrete. He lands on the ground because of mechanical leg just roundhouse kicked her in the mouth.
Deserved.
Nobody stopped me. I mean, Ert recognized her, and he's just like, didn't like her. Didn't like her as a kid. Don't like her now. Now she's okay.
I had sewage in my eyes. I couldn't see anything.
I had sewage in my
I had
eyes.
raw, hot, spicy sewage in my eyeballs. I couldn't see or smell or say anything.
Show you are up.
Shell Shell's gonna attack the kitty that's in front of him
Perfect.
with Dropnir.
With her dying,
Mhm.
the kitty disappears
Okay.
and has left. The snake is the only one. This one continues to try to evaporate out, but can't.
Okay, then Shell will attack the snake instead.
The snake is blinded, so it can't see what's happening. And it, yeah, you have advantage on attacking it.
18.
18 hits. Barely.
And then 5 plus 18, 23, 25 points of damage.
25. Fucking wrecks this thing. It's still up, but it is not okay.
And then Shell will use it, like recalls Dropnir, and then I think he just sends it back in.
Perfect.
And that is another 9 plus 9 for 18.
18 does hit as well.
And 21, 23 points of damage.
23. Fucking hits this thing like a truck. It is still up. Do you roll advantage? Oh, no, it's only on that first one. Never mind, you're good. First one you got advantage on that, but now after the first one. It is no longer blinded. It is its turn. Unless there's anything more that you have to do.
No.
Okay. It looks over at Eldara, sad, and on its last life, and it goes to swallow Jared.
Mm. You want that? A lot of fat. Not good for you.
Jared, it it puts you in its mouth and begins to swallow you.
Am I all the way down the throat? Am I all the way in the
You
mouth?
you are in the mouth. Your head is the only thing that is able to get before it starts to swallow. You're not dead at any point. You are in the mouth of the snake though. Show you definitely see it like consume Jared. Okay. Raven, you are up. You're in the hippo form. You're on top of this cat, and the cat is trying to get out. Trying
Okay.
to leave.
So in the process of this last turn, he like Raven got like really sad and almost like whimpered when he saw Tydex get thrown against the wall, and then he saw Tydex like clap back and take her down, and so out of just like celebration, so here's what I'm thinking in my head. Out of celebration, he like kind of gets up on his hind legs and starts like yelling out in like celebration, and I'm assuming that the cat just like uses that as an opportunity to sneak away.
Perfect.
And then what
All
I
right.
want to do as my actual action is use my hoof attack to slam right on the neck of this snake to try to shoot Jared back out.
Perfect. I will tell you, it has 11 points of damage. If you can kill it, Jared doesn't get swallowed.
Okay. Well, I gotta hit it first. You said it's 18?
Gotta hit it. 18.
19.
19 hits.
Alright, and 2d6 plus 2. 10 damage.
10. So 1 point away as it is doing its everlasting to try to swallow him. It has not swallowed him yet, but it is 1 point away from dying. You have stomped down on it. It has opened its mouth just a little bit, but it's actually made it a little bit easier for Jared to, get sucked a little bit deeper into it as it's bleeding and bruised and trying to finish the job. Ert, you're up. You're surrounded by two ladies. You just watched Eldara get her skull bashed into the ground from your buddy Tydox. You see Jared is getting swallowed by the snake.
You're on mute.
Muted.
And muted.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And muted. I'm pretty far away from everyone, right? So let me see. I'm very far, actually.
Very far. Everything's
Yeah,
half.
and you're in combat.
Oh,
with
everything's
the-
half. Well, still, I'm like 40 feet away, but still.
Yeah.
Regardless. Are these two elves next to me? Are they like friendly, scared? What do they look like? They just got hot sewer water on them.
They look
It is
fucked
not-
up. Is what they look like.
They look fucked up. It's not their turn yet. If you want to roll an insight, I'll give you their. We'll call it a pulse check. See how they're doing.
All right, we'll see how they're doing.
It's a free action if you want.
All right, insight. What is my insight? I got 12 plus 13, so I got 13 total.
The one that's right in front of you, Gwendola, she looks mortified and scared that her best friend is now just been murdered and that they've been kind of roped up into this
Dispatched. Murdered
Blood.
is allegedly.
Allegedly.
she's. I just told you what
Neutralized
happened.
the threat.
She just watched her friend's skull get bashed into the concrete as blood spilled out of her. Very much likely is dead.
Allegedly.
Hey, we have healing
Uh,
magic. And
so
Elizabeth can
Vara-
do some shit.
She does not have Revivify. I'll tell you that. cannot revive anybody.
If you guys can finish the fight within the next 1 second,
So Vara is holding her chest and is bleeding out and is basically 1 or 2 hits away from dying.
But they both look pretty scared, and I
They
don't
both
recognize
look.
them.
You
But
don't look.
I
You don't recognize them at all. They do not look
only
like they want to be
recognize
here.
the elven princess. Oh my god, it's taking everything in me not just chop their heads off. Just
You can
end it right there.
You totally can.
No. After realizing the situation, seeing what's going on, and realizing that there's probably a big old misunderstanding.
Possibly.
Maybe a big old understanding. I'm not quite sure yet. I just see that these two elves here are scared out of their minds that my friends are they're fighting some big old snake thing and about to die. Captain Ert's gonna oh fuck. And right well the snake will be fine. I think Captain Ert's gonna attempt to do lay on hands on both of the elves. And then I'm trying to think of how I want to like wordplay it. Can I do lay on hands and an action?
No.
No. Land
No?
hands
Okay.
is the action.
Lay on hands is the action. Okay.
Because they're both kind of like in range, though. I will tell you. You can probably. I know usually it's on one creature, but if you want to use 5 points per person, um,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
it says
You
a
pull-
creature, but you're kind of within
yeah.
range of both of them, then I will count it as 2. I know that's not typically how it works, but if you want to heal both of them, you certainly can.
Can I I think I'm going to. I'll do 5 points for each of them. And then so I'll heal them both for 5, and then I'll ask basically what's going on, like obviously what's going on here, and then I'll ask them to find out what's going on.
Perfect. You go to touch these unprompted women, just so you know.
Yeah.
They freak out your dragon, and what was it? We got caught up in this. Eldara, she had the master plan. It was the elf. We just wanted the elf. That's all we wanted. The other one, Dark Null, I guess his name. We just there's not any men here. That's all we wanted. We just needed them. That's it.
You did them for what?
I don't know how it works for you, but we just needed their life essence. It was just a small little bit of it. That's all we needed. Eldara's dead. You've killed her. She's a princess. The queen will kill us.
Was.
And then shit, I don't know. Cameron's probably just thinking, I don't know what Cameron's thinking right now at this point. Because I don't know what's going
He
on.
was Captain Ert.
I know.
Captain Ert's like, fuck Jared. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck Jared. I used to I can't help him out anyways. I was like, can you call off the snake? I'll probably ask him, can you call off the snake?
No, she was Eldara.
big-
That was it.
How
How big is the snake? That's fucking massive.
massive? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like 60 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big
Yeah,
fucking snake.
Yeah, it's a big snaky, but I can visibly see it's pretty weak. They'll be fine. I don't have anything that can actually go that far. But I guess after healing them, I'll just run towards the snakies.
Perfect. They do not choose to attack you. So you're good. So you can move your character.
I guess I just move snakies as close to I can, or whatever's feasible.
You could probably get
Like halfway.
Yeah, halfway. You run through tie docks. You basically get to tie docks.
That works for me.
Elizabeth is also in this room, and now you're also in between show within 5 to 10 feet of show. Jared, you are up. You were getting swallowed by this snake and its dying breath. What do you do?
He's on
Mm, I definitely have a plan. Well, I feel like I just do what's worked up until now and I shock it.
You shock it. Go ahead and roll to. Is it to hit, right?
Yeah. 10? 10 to hit?
10, 10 plus 8, or
No, just 10.
you're fiddling your hands and you end up, you don't do any points of damage to yourself, but you end up like you just realize that you can't move your hands out to touch the snake, and so you do not hit it.
Go sword, help me.
So you're screaming,
Jeffrey!
screaming
Jeffrey,
at
bring the
the.
knife. The big one, the steak knife.
Perfect.
I imagine the knife is also just Jeffrey.
You use your spiritual weapon. You roll it to hit.
13?
13 plus 8.
No, just 13.
It cannot see where you're at, so you see that it comes and well, you can't see it. But everyone else, what you see is that this sword will like spins around and is trying to like find the best place to cut the snake, and completely whiffs.
It's lost connection to me. It got swallowed. It's like a
It's-
Bluetooth.
it's Bluetooth.
Bad signal.
An obstruction.
Tydox, you are up. Urt is now in front of you. The
Yep.
corpse of the princess that you've just learned about, you definitely heard all that they were screaming and crying, is in front of you. You're staring at the body of Princess Aldara Moonlight. And Urt has now kind of ran in front of you.
attacker.
She's dead. So-
Well, I'm talking Tydox can attack her.
oh, I think he's gonna attack
Listen,
her.
I know Wicked was sympathetic, but remember that we mostly know that they wanted to kill us or kill you specifically.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
You
but-
you know that they said, I guess we have to kill the gnome.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I only recognize that I know the princess, but I didn't know what the situation that you guys were happening, so I'm just like, you know.
I think I have a good way to do it. I mean, I do, but I think this will be more fun. I think Tydox is like he's kind of grappling with the fact that he's trying to justify that he's doing this to protect people from dying, like his people. He is prioritizing his people over other people. Animals is one thing, but it was a people, and he's like, well, we've come this far, so what's one more snake? And he thinks we're done. Like he looks around and he's like sees Urt that he hasn't seen, and he sees Jared that's getting swallowed by this snake, and he's gonna cast guiding bolt to hit this snake. And I think this is the guiding bolt is like because I think we flavored it as like the chest beam, like
Yeah, it's
Iron Man.
it's a chest piece like Iron Man.
yeah. So that's and I'm assuming this snake is sizable, so I don't think we should have a problem hitting it with a 18.
18 is right on the dot of what you
Oh!
need to hit.
Jesus.
So, it had 1 HP. You can roll the damage if you want to see like how much damage you do to it. It had 1 damage, so whatever you did, it's gonna kill it.
I have
but
to roll a lot, but I don't want to. There's like 4. Guiding bolt is 4d6. I don't feel like doing that.
so you, Iron Man, explode this. Do you want to
Yeah.
describe the, or do you want me to?
I think it's I think the premise of this is like still rage that he got hit so hard that he thought we were all gonna go down, and he is now like reactive in his suit, and she goes down. Ert's rushing past him to go towards the snake, and in that second he sees Ert, looks over, and is like, we can't let Jared die. Otherwise, this death would have been for nothing. And he just turns and just like charges up the beam, just
He
launches it.
charges the beam, launches it from his chest. I think this might be the first time some of you guys have seen this.
First time we use guiding bolt. Yeah.
Machine gun doublies.
And so it's from the middle of his chest. You see this like these lasers pop up, and then it shoots a gigantic beam of light that bursts into the snake. It explodes it into guts and bolts in pieces. But out comes Jared. Um, Technically, combat is still going, but there is nobody else who wants to fight. As the snake is now guts and blood all over this place. Um, Hippo Raven is still there unless he's deactivated, but you guys can.
I'm going to run over, and I know he's in a giant suit of armor, but I'm gonna like pretend to lick his wounds, Tydox's wounds, because I'm happy that he survived and that we made it out of the prison. And then I'm just gonna turn towards the 2 elves and just like basically let out a big roar at them to just intimidate them.
Yeah, they crawl up into this corner, surrounded by sewage that is still falling down from them, and they just curl up into a ball and are now defenseless.
And then after that, yeah, I'll turn back into me.
Perfect.
Was that within 1 second? Is Revivify still active?
All right.
Unfortunately,
fresh?
let me look to see how long that.
She could be dead.
While no one's looking, just stab her in the chest.
I think this was like
ceremonies in one day.
2 ceremonies. Yeah, I think this was
Technically, it's within a minute. You do technically have enough time. If
No.
Jared gets up, cleans himself off, because a round of combat is like 10 rounds is within a minute. So,
hold on, I gotta clean myself off with prestidigitation.
uses one of his turns to. Perfect. So 9 more turns.
So I need to go over there.
I know that we're like out of combat, but I don't know if show is out of combat. I guess.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I said we are still in combat technically. So before Jared, you get to go. Show you are actually up after Tydox has eliminated the snake. So I'll let you move, Jared. But before you're able to do anything, you can clean yourself off. It's fine. Show you're up. There's no more enemies that want to fight you guys. But Show, you see.
Ert turns to Ert, and he looks at him and he said, "Oh, so we healing enemies now, are we?"
What is going on? The princess is dead. What doesn't
matter what's going on? They were attacking Tydox. We protect our own.
Protect your own? I don't even know what's going on here. Who was attacking who? What is going on?
What does it matter? You know who their enemies are.
The enemies? No, I don't at this point. I don't know who's the
you
enemies. This is
don't.
the princess of the king. This is the princess of the kingdom, and then you guys. I don't know who's attacking who or what the heck just happened. All I see is that the princess just got her face kicked in.
After she sent Tydox through a wall. Who do
I
you
didn't
think these
see that.
cats are? Yeah, so you think that you take these two elves over Tydox? You take their wood over him? You're supposed to be our captain. Doesn't seem very captainly to me now, does it?
What word was there? All I see is her get kicked in, and then these two helpless elves, and then you being eaten by a basilisk.
Do you think Tydox would be kicking somebody in the face if he didn't have a reason? Our meek little Tydox?
Meek little Tylox.
You just laugh at him then?
Yeah, I'm
You
just
don't think
laughing
he would
at him.
have a reason? You don't think that you do not see the bond between Raven and Tydox? They must have been through something awful. But no, you take the word over some elves versus our own comrades.
I didn't take any word of any elves. I was just trying to figure out what happened in this
Their
situation.
actions are not the just they were acting. You must know
Must know what?
that something was wrong.
Yeah.
You went over and the first thing you do is go and heal them.
Nobody
Guess
else
what?
was in any trouble.
No,
Besides,
Jared was in a snake. He was in a snake.
I didn't see him in a snake.
Wait, you should look. You are captain. Go look around. Could you see every member of your party? You knew Jared was with me. Then where was he? Also, Jared got eaten after you dropped through the ceiling. Why aren't you looking at him?
That's crazy.
I'm crazy. I don't
You
think
are
I'm
crazy.
crazy. You know what? I think I'm looking pretty good from here. I'm not the one covered in shit now, am I?
The only shit that's coming out is coming out of your mouth, Show.
Okay, Captain, whatever you say. And then I think show let's see. Events show attacks and odds no, I think he's just gonna attack her. Let's go
Yeah,
for it
dude.
again.
Tydox is gonna
Ah.
give you emboldening bond to help help your roll.
You can't,
Eh.
unfortunately.
But like show's like gonna
You can certainly attack her for sure. You can.
but
He can't
I
give
think-
you a golden bond. So it's
I
turn
was
yet.
just kidding.
I know you were joking.
I
Do
was-
it. Do it.
we're gonna have a friendly fight now here, Captain. I think we have to pick something up. No shady words, no nothing. Fist to fist. Or I guess fist to claw. Let's go for it, you say?
Fine. I've had enough of you.
And I've had enough of you. And Shell's gonna go for an unarmed strike.
Perfect. You can roll to hit.
Does 26 hit?
Yeah.
Just
Um,
26.
and
Oh, it's
then
cold.
this is an unarmed, so D4. So 3 plus 4, 9 points of damage. And then, do I still have a second attack, or?
Yep.
Okay. And well,
You
it's an
tec-
unarmed strike, so can I
You
go
technically
for a
have.
grapple?
Yeah.
I can strike again and then grapple.
Yeah. So you have one attack. You can grapple, and then you can attack as well if you're grappled.
Okay, I'm gonna
With your bonus
grapple
action.
him and then go for an attack, I guess. So I'll do a strength roll, I assume.
It'd be a opposed strength. You can do strength or athletics or acrobatics or to avoid it.
I got a 17.
That's what you need to be. It's 17.
Oh no, what kind of roll?
You can do acrobatics. You can do athletics. Either one of those to kind of break out of.
Let me see what I have. I think they're both the same. I guess I'll do athletics since it's a +4.
Okay.
18, 22.
22 beats it. So Show goes to try to grapple you. You have the option to choose to either grapple him back or you kind of can shove him off if you don't want to grapple him.
Oh, I'm not familiar with what grappling would do, but
Grappling would give advantage on your next attack. Pretty much it, and they're restrained, so they're stuck in place.
does that count as an action?
Um,
Or can I have an opportunity to grapple and then attack?
you would be able to grapple and then attack because you have you have two attacks.
Then I guess I'll attempt to grapple then.
Okay, before you're up, it is Raven's turn. Raven, what do? You watch that these people are in heated combat, basically right in front of you.
Mhm. So, Raven thinks that this is a little silly and could be solved over a pint because that's how he likes to handle conflict.
Drunkenly.
So, in attempt to, I was basically fiddling and retweaking one of my drinks because it didn't work earlier. So I'm going to cast my new attempt at hold person on both of them.
Perfect.
So again, it's a
You guys,
wisdom saving throw of 13 that they have to survive.
I have a
I'm
negative.
not doing that.
hurt
Got a
hard.
4.
I need to do a wisdom throw of 13.
Yeah.
So wisdom saving.
I got 12.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're both
So you
I
paralyzed.
think we both failed.
You guys are both held in place. Is technically what has happened. So, you guys have, you guys are right next to each other, and you feel that your feet have become like lead. You
Mhm.
can't move them at any point. You are stuck in place. However, you can still make actions. You can still make, reactions, anything like that. You just cannot move.
And then I'm gonna turn and whisper to Tydox. Tydox, you got any idea? Any words of wisdom we can give these guys?
I think Tydox is still like a little. I don't think he realistically knows what is going on. He's still like on a knee, and like after the chest beam, he used a lot of like power in that, but he's still kind of right next to Eldara's body.
Yeah, I noticed you're kind of just staring down at it. Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah. We needed to do it, right? We were gonna die, right?
Well, I don't know if we're morally absolved of everything, but what I do know is we were in prison, and they wanted to kill you, and we needed to get out of this place, and they weren't going to let us go.
Yeah.
Let it be known that you busted out that door, and a cat attacked you. We didn't even get a chance to say hi to these young folks.
You also sprayed them with water, but
And they kicked us when we were in that cell.
He remembers that vividly.
When we were defenseless and didn't have all the crap. So then I'm gonna you just take your time, buddy. I'm gonna hand him well, I guess if
he's
I'm
still-
allowed to, I want to hand him a healing beverage.
you can hit Tydox one.
Okay.
Certainly.
So this will be Cure Wounds 2. So you would 18 points of healing. And then I'm gonna turn towards I'm gonna turn towards Ert and basically explain the situation a bit. So Ert, I don't know if you know, but we got kidnapped, including your girl over there, wherever she is. Uh, and
You just also tucked in a corner just behind you guys, just like, please, for the love of God, no one kill me.
we were in a jail cell. We got out of jail cell. We kicked and screamed our way through this room, and that's why there's a lot of dead people and cats. I think they're dead. I don't know where the cats went, but that's why there's a snake over there.
Two. One of which he killed, right? Technically.
One of which technically he killed.
Yeah. Or incapacitated. Neutralized. Threat neutralized.
With hot piping sewage poop water.
So I don't know who
You-
this.
You.
I don't know what kind of value this broad had to you, or where you been. I'm glad you're here, though. Don't get me wrong. This fight was gonna look a lot rougher with just me and Tydox here, so I'm glad the party's together.
Facts.
So, but it sounds like Sho, would you say it's true that this is not the start of your little squabble? You want to fill
No,
us in on
it
what
sure
happened?
ain't the start. Oh, I think it's just a difference of values. I think it's all just come to a head.
What do you
In
have
my
to say for
opinion-
yourself?
I love the role play. It is probably a little longer than 6 seconds. So we'll say, you will get to act.
I was gonna say, that was a lot in the time that Show punched me. I don't think Ert probably heard any of that. And he's probably just pissed that Ert just got mollywopped by Show, and he's probably just gonna punch back. To be honest,
Perfect.
even though they're trying to
But
explain this,
we just can't move.
we
You
can't move,
cannot
but we can still
move.
fight.
Yeah. So you
Right?
can't move. Your feet are like lead. They're held in place where you're at.
I mean, Ert's already weak as hell right now. I already know that, but he's probably still gonna swing.
How's he?
Was that?
What did you take? You took damage?
He took sewage damage.
Remember, I only have like 20 points of health left. I'm weak as shrimp.
You have 31, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
But
Okay.
comparatively,
So
but
it's
I'll probably
weak as
still
lobster.
attack back.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I think you guys were probably explaining the situation, but I'm not just gonna sit here and listen
Yeah, no,
while I
that's,
just got.
that's totally fine.
We'll say, knowing combat order, knowing people are very like, about it. I will say 30 seconds have passed while you guys are talking. Just to be fair, in this like brief, what should have been 6 seconds, 30
Mhm.
seconds have appeared.
I used the confusion of you guys not being able to move your feet as
To like
get my
stall,
monologue.
to stall time a little bit.
Jared is still going through the rituals and preparing.
He's done his presentation. Yeah. So
Got
Ert,
the
you are still up.
I rolled a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay, and then I guess Captain Ert's gonna. Do I have to roll again, right, for twice, or does it automatically just attack? For attacks per action.
You
Do
can
damage first.
So your
It's unarmed. Is
your unarmed is a 5 automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's so 2.
It would be
to do
half
10
the-
damage.
It'd be 2 and it'd be 10. Yeah. So it'd be
Yeah.
5. It would be.
Oh, 5.
It would actually be half to half. It'd be 4. So it'd be
4,
2.
okay.
2.
Okay, shows enrage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unarmed damage. What is unarmed damage?
Just
just-
5 points of damage for you.
Oh, yeah.
Just bludgeoning, straight bludgeoning damage. So
Yep,
you
and then I
go,
attack
you
show, and
punch him.
then. Right, I'll probably just. I'm imagining since we're just frozen in place, we're just kind of like trading punches right now at this point.
I feel like
That
like
classic,
like
classic
the
Lego
robots.
meme of like,
just right
of like,
haymaker type thing.
yeah, Abomination and Hulk that are just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I imagine that's all we're doing right now.
Jared, you're up.
Yeah. I think he'll finally get around. You know, he's blessed the Father. He said the prayer. Good thing he didn't feed the snake a second time, because then I wouldn't have the spell slot for this. I'll cast Revivify.
Okay. Perfect. As you're
Oh, the
casting
princess.
this spell, you. Well, I just want to make sure. Revivify. How long does it take? Perfect. It's just all in the
it doesn't. It doesn't really specify a time.
So you use a diamond, one of your jewels. Put on, so you're $300 less, and so chump change for you, but it also is not very happy anytime you spend money. So
Yeah.
you feel free to not do this, but if you want to continue with the Revivify, you're totally okay. But it does cost $300.
That's expensive.
$6.
For,
I can.
for an elven life, 300 schmeckles. A
300
princess, no less.
shekels.
I'm definitely getting that back from the prince. Definitely getting that back from the queen.
Maybe. So you use it. Okay. So she
Maybe she didn't like this daughter. Who knows? Maybe Tydox is gonna be a hero.
Could have been the bad one.
I mean, she's causing problems.
So
Maybe
you
she
see, you bash it. Her head is like bashed into the ground. Blood is everywhere, dripping all over Tydox. It's like pulled into his boots, or his like robot boots, and you notice that the wound closes. The blood is still there. Revivify actually just wakes them up at 1 HP. So the creature revives at 1 HP. And so it does not restore any missing body parts. She wasn't missing any body parts, but just so you guys are aware.
Her face.
Tooth.
Do the cats come back?
Yeah, she's missing
Hey.
a face.
Any part of her brain that went missing.
Thought about that.
Yeah, you can't replace it. She is slightly dumber now. But you see that breath has, Jared, you see that breath has gotten her back. She's still unconscious at 1 HP, but it's still alive. It's now alive.
Her memory remains for this day.
Okay. Tydox, you're up.
I think after the little heals, he wanted to I think he wanted to make sure that Elizabeth was safe. Looked over and told her hey, Elizabeth, are you hurt?
That was the princess that you kicked right in the head.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. We were just talking. Why did you do that? Oh,
You were strapped
What's
to a
happened?
chair.
I know, but it was.
And looks at Ert and Show, and he's just like, "What? Why are we? What's going on?"
They just needed your. I don't know what they needed from you, but they just needed Raven and Darknose life force. They put me to the chair because I was stabbing through the surgery. She was a talented doctor. Remember the Were Rabbit's wounds that he got and slashed me? We came here to help. She was gonna help me. Why did you do this? She's
What
dead
do you
now.
mean life force?
The life force.
I
There's
think
no males.
Tydox was not interested after the fact that she was not dead, because he's we did this to survive. I was making sure people survived, and now you two are fighting, and he's like, what? I'm so confused.
No, Tydox, let us speak. What do you mean life force? You are gonna use the life force?
No, not me. That elves. There's no male. Have you not noticed there's no males around here?
Yeah, no shit.
I didn't think that it was ethical by any means, but they were gonna take part of Raven and Darknell's life force and, well, breed and reproduce and make uh, children. It's how we do it.
How you do it? What happened to all of them in the first place?
They're out at war.
They're at war. Maybe we should stop prioritizing war so much then.
Of course, we would love to stop. It's been years since I've been here, and I was looking to a friend, and I found Miria. She, or Eldara. Sorry, Miria's the queen. Uh, I found Eldara, and she was telling me about this place and all her labs, and was gonna show me it. She just strapped me down so I wouldn't squirm. I'm so sorry I caused you any inconvenience.
So, you complicit in this?
Well, I would have told Ed, but he was sleeping.
Hmm. Interesting. What happens when they take their life force?
Uh, Certainly nothing bad. S- she begins to tell you about, like, the weave and how, magic flows through this place in a weird way. Um, and how, you know, she basically like pulls up together the weave as you guys are just like standing in the, and she like plucks a little piece of the weave and then moves it into another little space, and then it creates like starts showing you like cells and how it's something that's far beyond any advance that you guys would really understand. Even those who are highly intelligent, she begins to tell you about like how cells multiply and manipulate, and how like an embryo, like all this stuff basically, and just is like she just needs to extract it from males, because that's how they get pregnant basically. As elves, it's like they've perfected how to like get the right genes from males, and basically goes and tells you about this story of like how true elves will breed, is through this process of like picking the best, being able to pick the best genetics from males and giving it to females. And so Eldara was the chosen, person to receive the thing, because Raven was the first one. She goes on to tell you about how like you know Aelwyn had met this, and that they did what they could desperately at the beginning to do this, and to get Darknall and Raven. Darknall seemed to be on board, and they were getting ready to talk to Raven about this, and they didn't know what to do, and so they were confused. So this is like the whole situation that you have walked into.
Well,
In the midst of you and
if you're just looking for my good genes, you could have, at least given me a compliment. You don't have to throw me in a jail cell first. I feel like that was the wrong way to start the conversation.
I know this, and this is what I tried to tell them, that the way, and she looks at you, knowing that you're a half elf now. Elizabeth does, and I also tried to tell them about your proclivities of being not a purebred, and so you'll no longer would do. But
I mean,
Darknall,
one thing the humans got right is they don't have this essence thing. They don't remove the fun part from the equation.
Oh, the fun part we would have done as well, but that's just for pleasure. They would have, just staring at Eldara. She's like, but And she's still mortified. I'm, like trying to portray that she's very still like shook by this whole thing. Despite that the situation that you have unraveled yourselves into. Uh, she's still like shook and very much scared now of you guys for murdering her very dear friend. Um, and she is now backed away as well from you guys. She's like, I'm sure they offered it last night to you. I just thought there was a better way, basically, is what she was trying to tell you. And she knew that you're a wood elf or you're half elf, and so she's like, you know, it wouldn't have been the same for you.
Mm. Well, I think we got ourselves in a bit of a pickle here, guys.
Joe,
We-
just bewildered, is like, drugging somebody's drink isn't consent, nor is locking them in a cage and then asking them if they want to take their life force. Can you get actual consent? And then Show just goes back to punch Captain Earth in the face.
I love the idea
for-
that you took a punch,
Um,
knew that you wanted to
Yeah,
make
take
this
a punch
either
monologue,
way
and then
and
you
go
go.
back to our, just
Whoa,
go back to
whoa.
our.
You have healed Eldara. She is at 1 HP, unconscious still. Everyone around her believes she's dead still, until obviously they look at her. Tydox, you're technically up first before we get back to show.
Elizabeth, you could. If you knew there was. Why didn't you stop this?
I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew the possibilities, and I knew that, well, I was going to talk to Ert about it, but again, he was slept through the whole night, and, I came on my own, and, I didn't know that they were just going to grab you in the middle of the night. I just had told them about you and how kind and caring Raven had been, and
None of that. This.
But
We've
I-
been here. Fighting for you. And you
But
said nothing?
didn't ask you to murder anybody. I'm not.
He
I'm
uses
a-
Thorn Whip to bring her closer.
Okay. This is very low AC, but go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
it.
Right? Fucking. Okay. Oh! Plus 8. 18.
18 hits. Yep.
And he like pulls her in right over Eldara and is like, "This, you could have stopped all of this."
She brought out the cats and snakes, and you guys just. I didn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't meant. I'm a doctor. That's it. Not even a good one. I'm just here. You've dragged me along here. As Ert and Show are just punching each other. I came for Ert, and I don't. I thought he. I don't. I just. I, I, I didn't know what to do.
Cool. Uh. I think Tydox is like losing it. He's gonna use Black Holy Flame, which we kind of flavored as like it's not technically an attack, okay? It's a buff. But it's we flavored it like the torches on the glove.
Yeah.
And I think he's almost going to like intimidate Elizabeth. Like, you set us up for this? He's gonna like, why? Did you bring us here to have this happen all along?
No, it's not at all. I just told them about you. That was it.
I Tydox walks towards these two.
Perfect. Show, you're up.
Show goes for another unarmed strike against Earth.
Perfect.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
Um, 10 points of damage.
Blessed.
And Show's not going for killing, he's going for like a knockout. TKO. Or for him to say like uncle, essentially. Just to put that so I don't forget for later. And then Show's gonna attack him again with his second attack. Does a...
How much was the first one? Sorry.
That was 10 points of damage.
I forgot.
You did 10 for unarmed?
Yeah, he's a
That's
freaking-
crazy.
He has a
His
he has
whole
a
thing.
different he has a different way of doing it than you
Okay.
do. So
Improvised weapon.
And then
Mm.
that is a 22. So
Yeah.
that hits.
he's got
And-
tavern brawler.
And then that is another 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
Earth's getting fucking rocked.
Ert is bleeding at this point. Most of his your eyes starting to puff up your dragon, so it's like you got blood dripping out of your mouth. A tooth has broken at this point. You're still there, but you're very much like a fighter. Your right eye is like closed as you're like still up and moving, but you're pretty fucked up right now.
Mhm.
I think Show like leans in as well, and he's just like, maybe you want to yield captain to me.
And then I'll lean back into, you may win this battle, but you're not winning the war, Show. I won't yield to you, and you'll never be the full captain.
Raven, you're up.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if everyone heard it, but Joe and I were definitely like leading into each other saying that, I think. But
Probably Jared for sure. Maybe probably me. So I'm gonna put my hand on Elizabeth's shoulder and be like, "Listen, a lot of crazy shit just happened. You can make this right. One, talk your boy off the cliff over there, because he's getting his butt kicked. And two, can you get us an audience with the queen, or can your friends help us?"
I'm certain that you guys will have an audience. Considering Aldana's dead, certainly we can do what we can.
If you can help us out, we don't have to hurt anyone else. We just want to talk to the
accept
girl
each
in
other.
charge.
Right. Okay. We'll do what we can.
But, go talk some sense into your scaly man over there.
Yeah, do you feel, or Elizabeth comes up to you as you guys are just duking it out? She's like trying not to get hit, in this, as you guys are just full on fighting. And she's like, the classic like Latina girl in the background that's just like, stop fighting, stop it, stop. You basically get that as two drunk uncles are punching each other in the sides. She doesn't do it exactly like that, but you get the gist.
She does it exactly like that. That's how I.
Oh, Poppy.
Puppy, stop.
Cute hoop earrings, everything.
I
Hot
yeah,
Cheeto fingers.
yeah.
completely
freaking,
changes
like-
her attire just for this 1 second.
Yeah, right. It's a level
There's
5
just
spell.
there's so much tension going on right now. I just figured we'd bring a funny little lighthearted moment in there. Yeah, she is like, or like, stop. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna die here, probably. Show definitely looks like he's gonna kill you.
Oh, for sure.
And she tries to talk you out the ledge. You're up next, so feel free
I
to
guess
do with that
to
information.
make
you
it
want.
interesting, I want to roll to listen or ignore Elizabeth.
Okay, we'll say because of your blind rage and your thing, we'll say it's probably gonna be like, an insight check to see like you,
Insight? Okay.
yeah, feel within yourself, or if you want to argue for a different skill, I will.
No,
I'll say
insight word. I just whatever.
insight. I think is probably although probably the worst role for you.
Yeah.
Probably the most appropriate role. For
And then so like basically, if I don't know, if I fail it, I'm fighting. If I pass it, I'm not.
That's up
Or
to
I
you.
don't know.
However you want to
Uh,
read the situation and listen to,
I guess
are you going to listen to who your inner being is? What's the inner being telling you right now? Like,
the enemy knows I'm probably gonna lose this, but I'm gonna keep fighting.
okay, so
Just
I
because I'm
would
very
say,
prideful.
a high insight right here would tell you basically that, hey, you're being stubborn. You should stop or you're gonna die. A low insight would tell you, that you are,
You can do this.
you're beyond reason. So like, we'll say probably a 15 or higher because
Okay.
I feel like that's a fair, gives you a 25% chance.
Okay.
And I feel like your stubbornness, you can correct me if you're wrong, but I feel like your
Now
stubbornness is
we
pretty
swing on-
stubborn.
Yeah.
So I would say the DC is going to give you a 75% chance fail, 25% chance to succeed. Okay.
That works. Okay. So I'll roll for the insight and then
15 or higher,
fuck me. I rolled 16.
Okay, so the dice tell the story, man. You gotta love it. You choose in this moment. You can choose whatever you want, but in this moment, you feel yourself recognize that one Elizabeth is watching now. She's safe, so you can clear
Yeah.
that off your mindset of things that you are gonna lose this fight. There's no doubt about it. And the third thing, you can do with whatever you want, but these are the three things that you learn from this insight. The third thing is that you are being stubborn and, Show just wants, a good leader.
So then after hearing Elizabeth's plea and seeing that I'm probably going to lose and then Show is just pissed, I would say, because I'm pretty injured, right? How much health do I have, just out of curiosity? I know I'm pretty weak.
11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. I already knew I was gonna lose fighting Show already, but I'm still
especially
gonna
when
do it
he's
anyway.
when he's raged.
Yeah, especially when Show's enraged, I'm not doing dick
And
for
you
damage.
you don't have magic or anything. I mean, you could have used your sword and done some other
Yeah,
things
that's-
that would have done more. But
And
pure
I
on
think-
fist fight, you're losing that. Everyone's
Oh yeah,
losing the
for
show.
sure. And I kind of knew that going into there, but I was like, we're doing it anyways.
I agree. I
Since,
think it's been great.
I guess since Captain Nerd, just after hearing Elizabeth, knowing he's pretty messed up right now, he's gonna kind of look down the Show and say, "Look, Show, I'm sorry. You're right. I've been a shit captain, a shit friend. I haven't guided or leaded anyone. I've made terrible decisions. It might be time for me to take a step back and really figure out what I need to do to help this team." I don't know if you are the right captain for this job. I sure as hell know I'm not being the right captain for this job, but
I think Shell's quite taken aback with an actual like apology. And I think he's initially just like confused. Like he thought like this would go, TKO, technical, like, just like going out. So he's like, I think just taking it back at first, and he's just like, I may not be right for the job, but I do know that you are definitely not right for the job. At least right now. But you are. You have broken your oath, I think, to your crown. Oath of the crown, whatever it may be. And you are so stuck in the past that you are not doing right by us. I do not care that she's a princess, and I do not care that a king has died. I want the best for the 5, 6 of us, wherever Darknell may be, and I want to survive. That's all I want, is to live. And I don't know if you want to live as much as wild and abandoned as I am, because you have no gumption, you have no gall. So maybe you should fight a little more. But thank you for yielding to me for right now. I still think we need your wisdom and advice. You know a lot about how kingdoms work, and obviously you know a bunch. You knew that was a princess. I sure as hell didn't. But I think it is better that you did yield to me. So thanks. And then I think Sho, like, cause he's kind of a dick, I think he like pushes his face down into the ground and he like gets up.
You push Ert's face down.
Ertz, yeah,
Go ahead and roll another thing. What were you gonna ask, Ert?
I was gonna say because I'm a pretty big guy. I don't know if Sho can do that, so I wanted to fight against that.
Yeah,
I feel like Sho maybe would push.
It's not like a damage, more like a just like a strength check. Yeah,
I get it, but I mean, like, because I feel like Sho probably
just
more so.
do strength checks, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sho also gets advantage of this because he's ranged. So
what? It's crazy. All right.
Barbarians, man.
22. Or no, wait, hold on. What's my strength?
Wait,
Plus
okay.
4?
Is it a saving throw or like our athletics check? It's a saving throw.
You would be using like an athletics to basically shove him.
26. Sorry.
You rolled a 26 on it.
Yeah, I got a 19 plus 7, I think. Or I rolled a 19, whatever the plus is.
Yeah, so that'd be plus 7. And then you rolled
18 plus 4 for my strength, so 22. Yeah.
Yeah. So you fight to save your pride a little bit. You get put in the dirt, man. And I did that pun on purpose. Sho pushes your face into the ground as he moves and walks away from the whole person. He, begins to get out of the way.
It makes sense though, because Earth's pretty weak right now, so it makes sense. It was the sewer water.
Sewer water, pride a little bit.
Yeah, 26 to 22. I feel like it wouldn't be like a huge. Not like I mollywopped you.
That do you feel like combat is done? Anybody else who has initiatives and turn orders, or
Can we still move,
my
by the
dogs
way?
might be fighting Elizabeth. I don't know.
At this point, you guys can move.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Sorry, I forgot I'm doing your health. Right?
And then I think Captain Erdwood, like he's obviously like he's kind of in the ground because he's super weak. He's gonna slowly get up and kind of like, and then seeing that Raven's coming over to him, and then Raven, I'm assuming you hand Earth the beer, or was it? What did you say? Yeah. So, yeah. And I was like, thank you, Raven. Like, just kind of, he's like almost like sadness in his voice, like with a a somber thank you.
Yeah.
But you can hear that he's Earth's pretty damn defeated right now.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Um, so in this defeated state, you guys have technically won what appears to be a large misunderstanding, according to whoever is looking at it.
Victory?
I think as they made their amends, Tydox has like grabbed these women and moved them, like almost like bringing them over to interrogate everybody. So like grabbed each one and moved them closer so that now
Okay.
these two have made up. I think we're all relatively
You
close.
toss them into the
Right by the body of their
perfect,
princess
so
or whatever it
right
is.
into the pool of Eldara's blood. Who the only person who knows that she's still alive is Jared, who has not said
Who
anything.
has prestidigitated himself and generated popcorn to watch the festivities.
He has walked away from.
Basically,
He's like, hey, I did my job and nobody asked any questions. So I'm just.
Technically, she is no longer dead.
look, he turned around and everyone started punching each other.
Yeah. And Jared's like, yeah, Jared, what do you do? You would technically be next, I guess, if we're gonna go turn order, but
Jared doesn't want to get punched.
Jared does the classic Jared and walks away.
He will sit quietly until someone notices that the princess is alive, and then he can take credit.
Perfect. Sweet. You throw these girls into the pool of blood, Tydox.
Yeah.
And then what?
I don't know. Tydox is just kind of like, what? Here's
You're
your
s-
princess.
Yeah, you're staring.
Why did
up.
you let it get this far?
You attacked us. We just were defending ourselves.
Now, ladies, I don't think you can drag somebody from their bed and say that you didn't attack them first.
Don't you understand how desperate we are? That we'd
Does
have to
that make
sort
it
this out more
okay?
Does that mean that you can rape somebody? I don't know. I don't think that works that way. I think that if if it was a bunch of men doing this to a bunch of ladies, this would have been a whole different story.
Of course, we were. There was no. You said there's none of that. We're just gonna take some of it. They don't even need all of it. Don't you understand? We're trying to get our species to survive.
Then use your words
live
like
forever.
big people.
It wasn't even my idea. It was Eldara's, and now she's dead for it. Why are you yelling at me? I'm just here. She's dead now.
Doesn't matter if
Guilty
your
by
idea or not. If you still are here.
I promise we won't do anything else. We'll leave. We'll leave, and we'll never come back. I promise.
No. So since you're friends with the princess, I think you might know a way to get into the castle. Then.
Of course, we have a way in and out. It's only known by us. We could show you. We will show you the way. Just please don't hurt us.
Oh, that would be great then. I think that would be very helpful.
Okay, just please. If Queen Miria finds out, she won't be happy.
She won't.
She'll find out eventually. I mean, her daughter's dead.
But
Although she's one of 7, but
we'll buy you enough time to get out of town. Then you get us to the
I feel
queen.
like
no bad blood.
before this escalates too far, I should mention that she isn't quite dead.
what do
Very
you mean?
close to dead.
I watched that. She hesitates to call you gnome, knowing that you're right behind her. That one kick her face in. Do you see? I'm sitting in the pool of blood. What do you mean she's alive?
Oh, no permanent damage. Might leave a bit of a mark, but nothing fatal.
Are you telling me that she's alive?
For now.
Might have some lasting injuries, but better than dead, I would say.
But now, what do you plan to do to her?
All of you. You're taking us to the queen.
Of course. And
Pick
then
her up.
they gotta pick her out. They were already planning on picking her up and cross her
access
into
point,
their
right?
arms. Blood just pooling down from them. They feel the warmth still in her body, so they confirm that she's still alive. And Elizabeth is also kind of mortified at you, Tydox.
She had 4 rounds to say something. All I'm just...
Kind of. The way combat works is, I mean, we're extending it way more in these role play settings than what really you have offering to you.
No, but I mean like when we were fighting.
No, I know.
She
but I'm
phased
just
up
saying-
twice. It didn't.
Yeah, she
Talking's a
basically
free
have to get
action.
the fuck out of there, because things got crazy way too fast.
I mean, in her defense, that thorn whip now looks like an attack on her, and less of
And that is
trying to save her.
exactly
Maybe.
what happened. But glad somebody caught on to it. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
I said that very meta. I'm not,
yeah, no, I know.
not saying that out loud.
But, we'll talk more about it after the session, but that is so they've agreed to get you guys out. We'll kind of fast forward there, unless you guys have anything else that you guys want to talk to them about.
I don't think we want to face the queen right now. I think, I mean, at least.
No.
you guys- Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna fast forward you guys out of the labyrinth. Basically,
Okay,
they have a way out of the thing. But
Wait,
we
what?
will find
It's
out.
Next time.
So you guys come up to the top. You guys notice as you guys get up there, back into the thing, that the bay is, or that the where they're at, basically the bar in the small town, has begun an uproar as you guys get to the top, or as you guys are climbing up to the top. You guys hear a loud crash, bang, explosion go off in the distance as the rest of them run to the top. And that is where we'll end this session. And so you guys hear a crash, a bang, and a loud as you get to the top, and we'll find out what happens next time. Thank you guys for joining us today. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.